All
You
your
asked
fault.
for
Right?
it.
Oh, whoops.
What?
Is that a brushless motor armature?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, that's not good.
How the
Yeah.
heck
was.
did you? How did that fall apart like that? Looked like it got burned to pieces.
Yeah, I did.
Come on, Tank, start the show, mate. Running out of time here, mate.
We did start the show. I started like this today, just for the heck of it. I just hit go live. I didn't say hi, and John Martin was showing his motor, and we were laughing at him, and that's
You confused me then.
we are
He-
live.
he's
Hey guys,
getting on.
welcome to RC Talk. Tonight's subject is anything you want, anything's on the table, and just have fun. I just got something new. Can somebody tell me which frame this is?
I can't. I'm not allowed.
Yeah, and Brad's not allowed either.
What's going on, Dennis?
What is this for? What do you guys think this is for? I took it all apart last night. It was half built or quarter built. There's still
Yeah,
a lot
about
of
three
things,
quarters.
but a lot of things I didn't like about it. And
You might have to say something in the chat to let it move a little more.
let it move. And these tires goes on it. Yes, the front is going to be smaller than the rear. I know.
Yeah, I kind of needed it, Dennis.
Everybody's got a haircut today. Yes, it's actually my son. I gave my son the trimmer, and I told him, I told him, here you go, have fun, trim my hair.
Oh,
He goes,
boy.
what? He goes, I don't know how to do that. It doesn't matter, just go for it. So he was having fun, just going. Brrr. Hey, Furball Kim, how you doing?
Kim, Nitro Freak. Nitro Freak, if you want that, it's got to be one word. Kurt SD, hello.
Yeah.
Dennis guessed it, Frank.
Trail craw. Yes, it is going to be a rat rod or a hot rod. I did pick it up. I've got all the parts here. Here's the body
Hey,
for it.
Kevin. How you doing, Kevin?
So that's
What's up,
gonna be
Kevin
fun.
Gibbs, Island RC Duke?
Hey, Duke.
Duke's there, is he?
Completely custom hot rod. Here's the back box.
AMH.
Nice.
You printed. Here's kind of my rear axle.
Hey, Kurt, how you doing, mate?
I have to shorten it. I want to make it not as wide, so I gotta look up on YouTube a couple different places. I know there's like you take this off, you take this bearing, you put it in there. There's ways to do it. So, anyways, I'm gonna look into shortening.
Oh, with a short rear axle.
Well, yeah, because that's real wide. That'd be a real. You said it's a rat rod.
Yeah.
So
A
it might
hot
not
rod.
be too bad.
It's actually not that bad.
It's not that bad. It's just I'd like it to be closer to the.
Okay, I was just saying,
Yeah, you're thinking of making something that's I've seen those where it's like you lop like almost 3 feet off the axle.
Oh, I wouldn't say 3 feet.
Well,
If you bring
if
3
it was
feet
10
off an
scale,
axle, you know,
it was- I'm talking about if it was 10, if it was full scale.
I am too. If you take 3 foot off an axle, you ain't gonna have much left of that side tube.
Well, then maybe 18 inches.
There you go. That's a little better.
And I saw that that 8/10 scale actual riding wild one.
Yeah.
Because that's what it looks like right now. It is kind of wide.
Yeah, I see that. I see what you mean now.
I want to bring it in.
Yeah.
It's not real bad, but it could stand to come in a little bit.
Yeah, especially here, you notice.
Yeah.
But right now, it's actually sitting 2 inches off the ground. To me, it's way too high. I want to bring this down to maybe an inch.
Oh, you want to slam it is what you really want.
Yes, I want to bring it down.
It's gonna get down.
It almost looks like a crawler right now, the way it was, and I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
So basically, I received it this way. It was all built and all that. So I took it all apart because I want to clean the frame tomorrow, this weekend.
And Kagan's here.
If the box was a little bit wider, you might be able to get away with it.
Yeah,
So-
that's what I had said too.
Can you knock off 1.8 inches on each side?
I can do anything I want.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it would be if you brought, since it's 10 scale, you bring it down to 1.8 inches.
Them plastic axles or that metal?
Those are metal.
Yeah, that's all.
And then you'd have to
Oh,
file them down and make them smooth, and then you lock them up with and cover up the bearings on it and everything.
Oh, Green Frog is there with his JJ custom truck.
Howdy.
Trail
Okay.
Crawler RC's coming in also.
Hey, Jake.
Their dog are hunting for chipmunk.
Trail crawler, not
Yeah.
trail
He
critter.
has no idea what they're looking for. Oh my God, the fucking biggest
Formerly,
dude.
formerly RC Dennis. Hey, Dennis.
Hey,
Yeah.
Dennis.
What's
What's going on, guys? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yes.
can hear you.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go in the other room with this. Hopefully
Thanks for ball.
everything will work.
Your audio is kind of clipping a little bit.
I think it was because he was moving around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going from the living room to my room.
Yeah, we're at 6 likes and 14 people watching. Don't forget, thumbs up, guys, just like Furball Kim is saying.
Yep.
It really helps the
Furball
algorithm.
Kim.
Furball Kim FPV.
So
Basically,
basically back to the motor. It's out
Yeah,
of the
what-
Sentin. It's
Show
out
us
of the
that motor.
Sentin.
Show
It's
us.
out of the Sentin, and the very front bearing. This is the rotor. The very front bearing of the motor decided to completely disintegrate.
That happened to me in my Traxxas before. It's hard to get out once it does that
At speed.
at speed.
Oh boy.
Self-destructed.
Yeah. No
I
warning.
can't-
Boom. No warning. Boom. Gone.
I can't believe it did that after I played with it in March.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so
yeah.
it's all your fault then.
And now
That's
I know what happened to it.
It's fault.
I don't know if I can hold it so
Horizon
you can
Brad
see the
drove it.
inside of it there.
So now you gotta buy. I gotta buy. Is the rest of the motor toast?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
fried, mate. Fried away. It's fried.
What was that out of, John?
That's out of the Sentin. And
V3
I found out the front bearing in it has been going out on everybody.
Oh, cute.
Yes.
So they better warranty it.
That's what I'm hoping. And I guarantee that's the same thing that happened to Tony with his motor.
Probably.
On what car did they?
Out of the
Was another?
vortex. Out of the vortex.
Vortex.
Oh, so it's happening
Oh.
to the brand new Vortex
Wow, Vortex is brand new. Like, how could the heck could that blow up so fast?
after they did so
Like
much
like I'm
R&D
saying,
on it.
Like I said, they're having motors do this all over.
Well,
I
he
wonder-
did say
I wonder-
he really overheated it. Maybe that what's blow up the bearing. That could be.
Exactly. The bearing, the front bearing, I guarantee went in it and he smoked it and seized it.
Nitro Freak says I've gone through 4 motors in a month.
Oh, that's an
Change
expensive
company.
proposition.
Change company.
Yeah, he was in Big Heads earlier, and
yeah.
I don't know if he sent you an email. We told him and turned him on to here.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Cool.
If you want an invite, send me an email at thetankrc@gmail.com and I'll send you a link to join in if you want.
That goes for everybody in the room.
That is correct, Brad. Thank you very much to point that out.
Hey, Kim, long time no see. Kim, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Good on you, Kim.
Oh man.
So the next question is: does anybody know the direct number to Horizon Hobby?
Direct
Like-
number?
Yeah,
It's hard to find their actual number.
Hold on.
they've.
I think I once had it.
1-800 buy junk.
Maybe you're better off talking to Arma.
Actually, hold on.
Why it's a
You
Spectrum?
got to go right through the distributor.
You still gotta go through
Ah.
Horizon no matter what.
Horizon's not here. Warranty.
And not only that, but it's under their umbrella anyway.
Mhm.
Spectrum is their stuff. They don't care who it is. Arma's their stuff. Losi's their stuff.
Yeah, they've got the market.
Their stuff now too.
What's that?
Team Associated's their stuff now too.
Yeah.
All I'm
This
getting,
isn't-
all I'm
this
getting is the email where you send in an email to have them contact you.
Yes, but I also heard that from the hobby shop that they're not answering them right now because they're getting so many phone calls.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they kind of need
Phone
to.
call first.
This isn't happening on their bigger ones, is it?
Not yet.
Not
Yeah,
yet.
yeah. And those
So
are
we're
much more
talk- we're
powerful
talk-
motors.
We're talking, this is a 3,200 kV motor.
I mean, I've seen people get cheaper 3200s and they don't have this type of problem.
Exactly. Like I said, the front bearing is absolute garbage and it comes apart on pretty much all of them.
It's
RC
probably just a
said-
cheap seal.
Yep.
Just a ceramic bearing.
Yep.
Well, these Hoosier tires are not steel belted.
Nope.
Nope.
That's the same ones I ran on my street stock.
I know that they make them. I know that Proline does have some belted ones of
The
those.
Yes,
Pro
they
Line
do,
re-
Brad, but
the
those are
Pro Line
older.
reactions are the drag ones that are
Okay.
belted.
So I guess I'm going to do the duct tape trick on this to help it.
You won't be going that fast with that, so you won't need to.
Oh, why not? I want to go fast.
So what are you gonna do? You're gonna put tape in there to reinforce the back of it? Because I've seen that done.
What's the size of the motor again?
32 kV, 3200 kV.
4,300 kV.
Oh, that thing's gonna be fast
So that's why I
Yeah.
think I'm going to belt it.
on a 3S.
Unless I buy that motor I was showing AZ Froggy today.
That would probably be a better bet, honestly.
Is it a 3S?
The other one, I can't remember. Let's go see what it was.
I think it might be capable, but I wouldn't mess with it.
No, I think it was just 2S, that one. Let's go see it. Let's bring it up. Dynamite 2S.
Knocked out my chat. Let me get back to this here.
And that's a brushless motor, right?
Oh, yeah.
All right, there we go.
So what I was thinking of getting, because the price is good, and it would be, to me, it would be a heck of a lot better in the hot rod, because I don't have to worry about an ESC or
The all-in-one.
where to
Yeah.
put it.
Yep.
And plus, this one is only 3,000 kV.
Yeah.
So it's still going to be fun, still have a lot of power, and it's only $89 US.
And is it adjustable end bell?
No.
No, it's fixed.
No, see here, it's kind of fixed.
Uh-huh.
It's fixed. Like I said, that's ESC and motor all in one.
Taser. How well are the Taser motors?
I've
They're not
been
bad.
using one for a while.
You've been using
Oh.
one for a while.
Yeah,
I knew a guy that was drag racing with one.
Oh, yeah?
that's what I've used mine for, the 5800 in the
So
HPI
it's a-
Sprinting Sport.
It's a durable motor and it goes really fast just on 7.2.
Yeah, it does good.
It goes decent.
Nitro Freak says he blew the bearing on his Spectrum 3200 kV and the BLX 3200 kV motor.
Ooh.
Wow.
So the other
Hey,
motor.
Hey, did you see the Valinians that that JD Passel was putting on the Memorial Edition in the Grasshopper? Those things were hauling ass.
Wow.
Oh, yeah. Valinium in a
Yeah,
grass.
he's putting the Valinians on there.
Crazy.
And you know what? The Fighter Buggy RX took it and with it like a champ.
Yeah, they're going to take it, that's for sure. But it's going to be hard on it, and it all depends how hard you
Gears
are
are
on
going
it.
to be gone quick.
It would catch up.
Difficult to control.
Yeah.
But you know, you want to know something? I think he only flipped it once. The RX. That's a testament to its handling.
It's if he's smart about it, it might last a long time. It all depends. Like if you're going to go full pin at full speed all the time with it, that's when you're going to melt those gears in there.
Yeah.
Or stop and go. That's when you're going to break something.
Did anybody see the new Kyosho 69 Camaro?
I saw pictures.
Camaro's been out for a little bit.
Yeah.
There is a there.
Pre-order right now.
It's a.
Yeah,
Is
it's
it-
I think it's their V100.
Oh, that's not Kyosho, that's Losi.
That's Losi, who took over.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Losi.
Because the V100 was originally the Vatera V100.
Yeah.
Because I kind of caught a quick glimpse of it just flipping through Facebook today.
Yeah, no, since Vatera is basically gone, it's been absorbed into the rest of Horizon Hobbies, and they brought it back out as a Losi.
Yeah, the Losi Twin Hammer should be coming out anytime now.
You think?
Yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, it's very popular. It's very popular.
I hear that there's someone making two different year Camaro from muscle car era, a 71 and a 69 or 68. They're putting that on touring car chassis.
Vatera had the 71 split bumper style as well as the 69.
You see, the 71 to me, 71 looks similar to 73, didn't it?
It's the same basic body, yes. It's just a little different front and rear treatment.
Didn't
Yeah, they
Traxxas
just-
do something
They
recently?
changed the front end around.
What's that, John?
Didn't Traxxas do something recently?
Traxxas let out more info on the drag slash. They did the transmission
No,
information.
the car.
I didn't hear about it being.
I haven't heard anything on that.
The T300,
Oh,
the 230
oh,
or whatever it
The
was.
3.0 VTEC, yeah.
Yeah.
Vortec. Yeah, that was a couple 3 weeks ago. We talked about that.
And
Yeah.
I remember, John, I said they changed the transmission, and they did. I think they made it beefier.
Yes, they did.
Yeah, for the track, for the slash.
And as soon as parts are available, I'm freaking ordering parts.
And you
yeah,
put them
I'm
on your,
thinking about that too for the bomber.
and you'll be putting them on your.
Getting the top. I'm getting the top shaft and I'm getting the diff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And you're gonna be running that in your oval car.
Yeah, but you see, I want to build it.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't want the grease in there.
I don't want the 500 in there.
I want to get it so I can build it. So that way, when I build it, I can put what I want in it, and I have to deal with digging crap out of it.
Soaking it in brake fluid to get it to come out.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. You know,
Yeah.
I just want to put it together and slap it in a case.
Actually, I don't know the way it looks. The ends of the diff itself might be a little different size, so it might not fit to the normal case.
Don't
If I'm not mistaken, that the whole diff situation, the whole cover and the case, it looks sleeker to me.
Well, it's set with
It
the
is,
motor in
shorter.
a different position.
Yeah, that's all they did.
The motor is towards the front instead of the back.
And they're pretty sure they're putting metal dog bones on them or shafts.
There you
Yeah.
go. I guarantee they didn't change the arms any.
Maybe not the arms.
Uh,
I don't know about the arms, but I know that the outboard shafts that go to the axles or the axle shafts are going to be metal.
Like I said, let it be. Like I said, as soon as I see what it is, let it be. That might be the order too.
And you'll be running harder and faster with it.
Oh yeah, I know a certain outlaw that might be getting a new transmission.
No,
And that'll be its
not
new
at all.
transmission. That'll be its new transmission.
I'm actually thinking if I can get the whole setup, I'd get the whole setup and throw it in the bomber.
Yeah,
just to
that's
keep
what I'm
that
saying.
Forward.
That's what I'm saying. I might order the pre-builts, tear them apart, fix it
Yeah.
how I want to fix it, or buy the parts.
Yeah.
Just build one.
If I'm not mistaken, a third of the case is metal.
Yeah, it's got the metal motor
It's got a
plate.
heat. It's got a
Yeah,
heat
the metal.
dissipation.
Yeah, I think it's blue too.
Yeah.
I don't care about that.
Yeah.
Um,
I
Pastor
can-
Boy, hello. Brandon Timberland. What's going on, guys?
I can take that paint off with no problem.
I took the
Paint
anti-icing off
what I
my
want.
I took the anti-icing off my RMX motor plate before, so not a big
Yeah.
deal. So
Who knows? They'll probably have different colored plates eventually too. That's how they work.
Yeah, you know they will, but you know what? For the time being, I'm not waiting. I don't care.
I know you're not. You don't care. And I bet you they're going to be what, $10 more?
No. Yeah, I don't care what the price is. They said the
Money is no object.
the pre-built transmissions right now for the Slash, the
Yep.
standard Slash, are $85.
is it?
That's probably, I bet you that goes for 100.
Okay. So if that's $130 setup for the whole transmission, if I'm going to get one just to try, there you go. And then I guarantee I probably won't be able to buy all the parts for the same price, but I don't care. I'll buy 2 or 3 of them and just the parts that I want to replace.
And then you know that your rear end's going to be a hell of a lot more durable and reliable.
Oh yeah. And I think once that's done, a 4.5 turn motor might be called upon.
That might work in that.
You might even be able to put a 1.5 in there.
That would work.
And I
just think-
could almost get away with it in every single class.
Yeah.
And then you
But
could get
I think, honestly,
It says stock standard transmission in the Mud Boss. Well, guess what? That's a stock standard transmission now.
yep. I just think the way the motor position is, it would help out a lot, especially for my bomber class, just for the overall handling at the back end.
So what do you mean? They're bringing it in more mid-mounted?
No,
But if you,
it's the rear mount.
yeah, but the motor is in a different position.
It's
Uh-huh.
slid forward a little bit.
It's up and forward a little bit,
Changes the
Instead of back.
it changes the chassis balance, which is better.
even just a little bit will make a difference.
So, Brad, last time we were talking and everybody was saying we wish you were here because we were talking about something special that's coming out that you could actually sit in it and actually drive it.
Oh yeah, I saw John sent it to me.
There you go.
You know what? I'm upset it only does 30 miles an hour.
It's electric.
It's electric, but if you can get an upgrade to it and actually make it go faster.
Make it
They
brushless.
say it's 8. They say it's 8/10 scale. It's 8/10 scale, so it's almost 1-to-1.
It's a small
So-
scale dune buggy. And honestly, like someone in there said, they put a GSX motorcycle motor on it.
4 kV, 4 kilowatt, 5.5.
Brake horsepower.
Yeah.
You know what'd be cool is if you
25
could-
mile range. That's not too bad.
40
You know, it'd be cool.
kilometer,
You know, it'd be cool if they could put a Tesla engine, a motor in it.
And see, well, it doesn't bring the price up, that's for sure.
Oh, it'd be a hell of a lot faster too.
So it actually comes in a box like this. It is a kit that you have to build.
Frank, can you go back up just a little bit there to the specs? Right there. Brembo disc brakes with regenerative braking. That's not a cheap setup right there.
No.
5 horsepower, 5.5 horsepower.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they have a battery upgrade for it too. I would assume they would.
Yeah, I saw
Interesting.
somewhere it was written that you can actually upgrade the motor to get it a little bit faster.
And I
Yeah.
bet you could upgrade the battery eventually too.
Yeah.
At least get 100 miles out of it.
And it's a 1-seater.
Yeah.
But where do you put the groceries? Is it in the front? Must be a boot in the front. That's for sure.
don't know.
That's probably where the battery is.
Probably. It's
But,
different, that's for sure.
We were
Should-
talking about that. Like, imagine having that box and just bringing it to your house, Brad, and say, "Merry Christmas" or "Happy Birthday," and then you just like,
Oh, they say they're bringing out stuff for it to make it street legal too.
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's since we're
Insert
picking on Brad,
Oh, what'd you get? A catalog?
Where'd you get that?
right from the
Is
hobby
that-
shop.
You,
Oh,
Brad.
is that a 2021?
It's
Teasing
the
Brad.
new mini 4-wheel drive catalog.
Oh, I'm not into the mini 4-wheel drives. I'm into the RCs.
But you see what it says. So I figured you'd like it.
Yeah, come on.
Wouldn't kick it out bad.
I actually, I would. The bodies they put on their minis are awesome. I wish they'd make them all of them in 10 scale. They've only done one car from the mini class. They made the Aero Avante, which was
Okay.
once a mini.
Thanks. See you later,
Mini.
Basher Boy.
Bye. Was a
Later,
mini.
Gabe. Don't cause
mean,
too much
it was a-
trouble at work.
That it was the body that's the body they used and brought to 10 scale. That's the only one I know that they did with a mini vehicles and
Oh,
put it on a 10 scale. I wish if you saw all the mini bodies they have, you'd want to see them put them in 10 scale. They're very nice.
Man, do I feel sorry now, guys? I started talking about Tamaya. Brad is on the roll now, and he's just talking.
I was wanting to bring up the TA08.
No, don't. We're not talking about that tonight. How about a Rift? Anybody hear what's coming out today? Anybody
Yeah.
excited
The
about
Builder's
that?
Rift. Not you.
Yay.
I'm not. Really not excited about that. I'm not going to get that kit, that's for sure.
They have that here. They have new plastics in it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I do like that the cage is gray.
Did they?
Yeah, it's
Did
a
they?
grayish white, yeah.
I heard there were some problems with it. Was
Diable.
it the axles?
Yeah, the first version had issues with the axles. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
and,
I'm hoping
trailing
the
arms.
axles. I hope those are much better with the kit.
They changed the plastics. Yeah.
Yeah, they changed the plastic, and the trailing arms, they're so friggin' thin where they hook up. That's where they break, but they've put a piece of metal now beside it, but it's still as thin at the other end. So that's where it actually broke, is right at the end, not in the middle.
A lot of
I
them were
don't know.
bent in half too.
Some of them were breaking in half. Okay.
Yeah, they're bending right in half. Yeah.
Okay.
So you think that metal piece is actually going to make that big of a difference with the same things?
Well, with the bending in half issue anyway, it will. But
It'll bend it.
depends
Bend
that
at the
week,
metal.
it's just gonna transfer it.
Okay.
It'll bend at the metal first, is what they hope.
Well, there's metal on both sides, so it's going to be tough to bend without breaking the ends if they're weak.
So AZ Froggy's taking orders for a new thing for his remote now.
Hang on a second here.
Still haven't figured out the price. I think he's going to take donations.
Maybe we'll figure it out. But
A nice one. It's the nicest one I've seen yet.
some control for the RC6GS. Just printed it up today and goes on nice, real comfortable.
How long did it take to print?
Tell you in a second.
And you can have any color you want as long as it's black.
Like they said
No,
about
I've
the
actually got gray.
Ford.
You got gray?
Model
Okay.
3,
I got it right. It was hour.
140.
It was an hour and 57 minutes.
Actually, that sounds pretty quick for that.
Yeah. So, Sean's in chat. Says he'll be in here soon.
And Jack, how's it been going with you in Australia? How's the confinement and how is everything over there?
They've locked down Perth for 3 days because of one case.
Because of
And
one
now they're
case.
because of one. That's what they do here. And Sydney is about to be the same. They got like 2 cases or something, and they got restrictions. But here, it's so far so good.
They're up to what age group right now for vaccinating in Australia?
They're doing the health anyone in health and the elderly.
Okay. So they
And-
haven't started
and-
doing like the 50-year-old or the 40.
Yeah, the Prime Minister came out and said he wants everyone over 50 to be vaccinated by the end of the year.
Okay. Cool.
That excludes me, of course. Hey, Sean, how you going, mate?
ARC athlete, how you doing?
What's up, Lyle?
Kevin Gibbs says, sign me up, Brett.
Send me a message, man.
But here it's been good. It's not too bad here.
Okay. Yeah, AZ Froggy's going crazy with his 3D printer. Goes, oh, I want that. I want that.
No, I've done a couple things for my wife for her microphone.
Yeah?
She's got one of the newer Blue Yetis, and I guess when they're at a certain angle, they have an issue with the wires bending and it breaks the wire inside. Found a thing on it. Just the bottom piece that goes on, just extends it out a little bit to help out that, help support the wire. Did that. I've got a shock guard I'm going to be making for her when I find a better one. The one I'd saved the file on, it just had a note come up, file corrupted, do not use. So.
Oh.
Did you say she has a crawler?
No.
Oh.
Yeti microphone.
Oh, microphone.
My wife sings.
Yeah,
On
they're good
YouTube?
for the they're good for the ASMR. Those mics.
On YouTube?
No, well, she does stuff on Smule. She's on YouTube from our church and another church she was singing at. But she doesn't really have anything on her own channel. She's got like 2 things on her channel.
Hey, RC Athlete, I did send you an email. Check your emails. Check in your junk email, maybe. It's the first time I send you an email. Maybe it's there. I did send you a link to actually join in.
Yeah, he says he's super tired.
He's super tired.
Yeah, it's okay.
For Volkim, I'm using the Ender 3 Pro. I'm still learning on.
Sean.
And Sean is using the shout out.
Yeah,
iPod.
yeah.
It is.
If you guys want to shout out, just do like our Sean's RC Adventure did. Just type in shout out in one word and see your numbers goes up. There you go. Everybody's doing it now.
Kevin Gibbs. Funny man.
That's a good one.
Kevin Gibbs says, yes, Brad, she runs around the yard and sings into the crawlers.
All right, Sean, behave yourself.
All good, RC Athlete.
Out shout it. Shout out, not out and shout.
I should put Sean on timeout. He's 2-time now. He does a shout out thing. Enough.
Troublemaker.
Yeah, really.
He's a fighting Irish. Of course he's a troublemaker.
Mm-hmm.
He's a funny Irishman. Don't worry about that.
Oh, yeah.
John Martin put shout out in this private chat. Yeah, it won't work.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah, that's what that was. It came up on the screen.
You troublemaker.
I figure, what the heck?
What the heck, eh?
You know, John's going to take advantage of something if it comes across.
Yeah, but but Brad, I didn't send it in the actual chat. I sent it to everybody else.
Oh.
What's up, Tony?
I'm already sub to you. They need to send it to me, mate.
There we go. Trout Crawler RC did a shout out. Now we need Tony to do shout out. Everybody's doing a shout out.
Who's Trout Crawler RC? Who's that? Never heard of him.
He's a new guy that we were talking to on Big Head. We told him to check us out. And
Trout Crawlers RC.
He's like at 1,800 subs. He's at 1,800 subs, and he gets he has
come on, say it.
He's got sponsors that want him to get up to 2,000s, and he's like 200 away.
Cool.
He wants sponsors.
No,
he has them. He has them.
People
want him to get up to 2,000.
So I just pasted the link for you people to get in. If you guys want to get in here, it is there in the chat, and I will delete it in a few minutes.
Well,
so Ghoul RC should join us on the video, and he'll get even more because people will see who he is.
Maybe. What's up, Jack?
Well, I might bail because Tony just rocked up.
Yeah, Tony's. Yeah. Shout out. What's that? See?
It's the word. Shout left. All right.
Kagan's going to shout out now.
Kagan?
How am I going to do this?
I don't know. How are you going to do that?
I don't either. Crap. I think I made some wires too short. Oh well, big surprise.
You got enough sponsors, Tony. What do you want to sponsor for, mate?
Oh, Magnified RC's there in the chat. How you doing, Magnified?
Maybe he wants to get sponsors to help him do more videos on the vehicles from all over the country or world.
Maybe. Everybody wants sponsors.
I would like to see Tony do documentaries from all over the world where people play with RCs and what's popular there.
Tony wants a sponsor. Should we sponsor him? Tony from CCXRC, sponsored by the Tank RC Talk.
What
do you want, Tony?
Well, I don't know. You're always busy, Tony. I don't know, but I'll message you on Messenger, mate, and we'll organise it.
Hey, Tony, I do have a question for you. If you could put it in the chat there. The group that was having that event in Vegas, I can't find them. So if I could get you to put their name in there so I can try to find it, I would greatly appreciate it.
Hey, we're saying, did he give you word if he was coming today, Frank?
He's hiding from you, Brad.
Why? He wanted to have a thing with Frank and I.
Yeah, but not tonight.
Well, something he probably wanted to talk about later with us, maybe.
Maybe he'll show up later.
Yeah.
Right now he's hiding from you.
No, maybe he's hiding from you.
Brad, I'm giving you a hard time. Jeez.
So I'm going to give you a hard time back.
Good. Grief.
Oh, I guess Tony did a shout out with a question mark, and it didn't work for him. So I guess it doesn't work with a question mark, which is good.
Do it, Javier.
Works lowercase.
Hi,
one.
Javier.
How you doing, Javier? Good to see you, brother. Good on you, mate. Champion bloke.
What's up, Javier?
Charlie.
What's going on, Jake?
11 Charlie, you should have an email if you want to jump in, say hi to people, and we can talk.
Yeah,
about
come
11
up and
Charlie
say hi. Come up and say hi to me, Harvey. I haven't seen you for that long, mate. I still watch your lives, though. Come up and say hi, mate. Dirt Church Ninja.
Dirt Church Ninja. Where are they from?
That's
Canada.
Jake.
Oh,
Jake.
Canada.
Hey.
Where did you see that Dirt Church Ninja?
It's in
That's
the
what
chat.
Kevin Gibbs called
Oh, yeah.
Jake.
Oh,
Oh, that's what he calls Jake's. That's Jake's nickname. I didn't know Jake had a nickname like that.
no, we don't give everybody a hard time. Magnified, we love everybody here. Everybody
Oh,
loves
he's
each
there?
other. Yeah, Magnified's there.
But who's
Tony, I'm
giving
not finding it on there.
anyone a hard time? But what is he talking about?
I don't know. I just know I did get a haircut because somebody told me I looked like Wolverine this week. So
You looking like Wolverine?
yeah, because my hair was standing up like crazy. It was.
I mean, on the sides like that, where it goes whoop, whoop.
Yeah, how you doing, mate?
Yeah, I don't see it on Axel's site, Tony, or is it just on the Facebook page? I wonder. I've looked on there the other day and didn't find it either.
Put the link for Javier.
You should have the email.
No, he didn't get it.
You didn't
I
get
don't
it?
have email.
Yeah, Javier didn't get the email.
Didn't get it. Just chuck the link for him in the chat.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat. Hold on. There it is. And there's this guy.
That's the new Rift.
It's
A
not new.
kit. It's
Yeah,
the
it
kit.
is. It is the
I
kit.
like that better than the orange.
Scale Builders Guild's doing a live stream on the build on that right now.
Yeah, I saw that. And Hemistorm built it, and on his video, he was showing, goes, this must be the smallest RC panels I have to paint in the world. Because there's not
no
much
room for any kind of design.
No.
Look at that. Look at it has gold accents in the rear.
Yeah, here the plate.
That's nice.
Champagne anodized aluminum
Yeah.
stiffener plates.
So you guys want to check it out? It's right there on Axial's website, and all the info there.
What's the kit worth?
What's the kit worth? What do they say here? $369 US.
$329 or something like that.
$369 US.
Something like that.
I think that color makes it look a heck of a lot better.
It's off-white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be gray.
Oh yeah.
It still looks better than the orange.
Very
The
garbage.
black one that I have looks better than the orange.
I didn't seen the black one, but I'm
You
sure it
just-
looks a heck of a lot better.
You got
You know,
three
you can use
panels
a
to
guy.
paint and the fuel cell at the back. So Hemi Storm's going to be busy for a little bit.
About 20 minutes.
Is he that quick?
That little
There's the
material.
black
paint
one right
won't
there,
take long.
Brad.
I didn't see the black one. Did he pass the black one
Oh,
up?
he's showing it.
Look on
I've
his.
got it right now.
Okay.
Roger,
Oh, I like that
presenting-
even better than the white, but the white that are certainly a lot better than the orange.
Yeah, the one thing that you have to do as soon as you get this out of the box, you have to tighten up all your link ends because they leave a lot of thread exposed here.
Oh yeah.
And if you don't go through every one of them, they will snap out. The Servo Saver is not the best in the world. I mean, it's got 4 batteries
Wow.
through it, and that's all the play that I've got now.
Wow.
You know what? The orange made it. The orange made it look too toy-like.
The orange is more of a real one-to-one color. A lot of guys are getting the orange ones and dyeing them green or painting them green. Some guys have already painted them purple.
Oh yeah.
Your choice, what you want.
You know,
See, what you like.
it kind of reminds me of what if they start making new colored frames like they did for the Javelin from Kyosho. That would be cool. You know, different colored frames. They made them
Yeah.
like that.
RC84 Films, good evening.
Chris is here.
Yep. He just came in the chat.
Hello.
If you go to
Javier.
Busted Knuckle Videos has the one-to-one that the Rift was actually built off of.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Lyle.
Yeah. Tony
Ooh.
says I like the orange. I like the orange too. It just pops. So that's what I like about that.
I
orange.
think the black and white pop better to me.
That's why they make it in different colors. Everybody has different taste. I like women. Some guys like men. So different taste for different strokes.
Hey, Brad, just think you get the white one. Brad, just think you get the white one. You can dip it hot flamingo pink.
I wouldn't do that. I would like to see a silver frame. That'd be cool.
Now, I was going to get the orange, but when they released for the pre-order, everybody was getting them.
Okay.
Yeah, but you know what? If you think about it, if you see that vehicle and you see it and have a silver frame, that would look cool, actually.
That wouldn't be bad.
Well, you can get one and paint it.
Exactly.
It does. I would rather see it molded that way.
Cool. We have it.
How many colors they
with
come
us,
in?
and Lyle just came in also.
Yeah, Lyle came. He decided that he had to join us even though he was tired. Thanks for joining us, Lyle, when you get up and running here.
Yeah, he probably finished his coffee. He's awake now. Hopefully he spiked it. Hopefully there was something on his coffee to spike it to give him some pep. And,
Like Monster.
yeah.
There's a
So
lot of
how
drinks
many-
out now
how
that have
many
300,
dinners
350 caffeine.
How many colors they come in, Dennis?
What's that?
The Rift. How many colors they come
Three.
in?
Three
Colors,
now.
is it?
Well,
Three colors.
actually, four different cage colors. They have the black, the orange, they have the gray that
And the white.
they had released with
Testing.
upgrade parts, and now the off-white.
That's an off-white. Oh, okay, off-white.
Yeah, Lyle, we hear you.
Yeah, we
Okay.
hear you, Lyle.
Okay, good.
So is the snow melted in Alberta now?
Not yet.
Not yet. Come on.
Wait a second. I thought I saw a video where it was actually starting to melt. You were starting to see greenery.
That was
Oh yeah,
last
there
year's
is
video.
lots of places. I actually cut my grass yesterday, but there's still places like I work all over the place, and I had to go about an hour north of Calgary today for a job. And when I came back, there's COP is that Calgary Olympic Park or Canadian Olympic Park? I can't remember, but it's where the Olympics were in 1988. That's still covered with snow.
Oh yeah.
All over the valley area too.
No, just the mountains, because we're right at the base of the mountains in Calgary, right?
If I'm not mistaken, Calgary mountains the mountains out there are usually covered year round.
Yeah.
This is the Winter Olympics.
Like an hour away.
You guys ever have a Summer Olympics up there?
Not that I'm aware of, but I really don't pay attention to the summer ones. I only care about mine.
You technically could have a summer one in Calgary if you wanted to.
There, Lyle. This is my new build. I'm going to build.
JMH, take care, buddy.
See you, John.
Later, John.
You know, it'd be cool. You know, it'd be cool, Frank, if you could take that top and actually have it roll back too, like a convertible.
Well, yeah, he kind of made this as it looks like a material, but yeah, it would be cool to have it roll back, or leaving it open or whatever.
I sent you a video. I think I sent you a video where they had someone made this special 2V chassis, the 2V Citron body, and it had a special articulation for drifting on it, like a different way they did it. And I wanted you to send it to AZ.
I saw that you said look at this and send it to Brett.
Yeah,
That's an old video. I've seen that a while ago.
That's the type of top I'm talking about that was on that Citron.
Yeah,
and you also sent me some videos that I'm subbed to that I actually saw the thumbnail, but I did not click on it. And you sent me videos of the link. Go see this video.
I don't know what you're linked to, so I'm sorry.
But chill, man, chill.
No, I'm just trying to say you send me a lot of links, and I am not clicking on it.
That would matter.
Thanks, Dr. D.
Well, you could just add more to the people to join us like tonight.
But cool. Yeah, maybe if I chatted more with people. My problem, Brad, is I don't have time. I'm not retired.
I haven't made a video in almost a week or something like that. I think so.
Yeah.
No. You go through the links one at a time. I don't know, whenever you have time, and you just can say, "Hey, will you please join us on Thursday?" That's all you have to do. If you make a comment on their video.
I have footage on my phone. I have footage on my phone now to do maybe 3 or 4 videos for my YouTube channel, and I don't even have time to go edit them. So I don't have time to go watch videos. How much footage do you have, Lyle?
Right now, I haven't probably enough to make 2 videos, like 2 8-minute, because 8-minute videos is like the bare minimal to get a Google add-on now.
Yeah.
So you want to do 8 minutes, but yeah, I can make 2, but I just don't have time. Like as soon as I get offline with you guys, I have 2 beer left. I'm gonna go to sleep. And I gotta get up tomorrow at 5, so I have to go to Canmore, which is like an hour drive outside the city for 3 jobs tomorrow.
Now, Canmore is between Edmonton and Calgary, right?
No, it is directly west of Calgary, almost in Banff. And most people.
Oh yes.
Most people know what Banff is, and yeah, it's going to be really hard to go out there. And I'm going to be like changing a hot water tank, cleaning a furnace, cleaning a fireplace, and then cleaning some ductworks. And then about 20 minutes away from me, there's going to be like orgies in hot tubs with models and shit. And I'm not allowed to go. I'm like, well, what if I get the company vehicle in the background of the Pornhub video that's going to be recorded there? Isn't that like good advertisement? I thought it'd be great.
If I'm not mistaken, your tallest mountains are in both those areas.
Yeah, like the greatest skiing in North America, like the top 5 places, 3 of them are like an hour away. There's Whistler, which I'm sure most people have heard of, and I'm not a skier, so I can never remember the other. Lake Louise is the other one of the other 2. The third one's not coming to me, but if any of you are bored, Google the Banff Hotel and you'll lose your mind.
So what you need to do is get an RC truck and put the tank RC on it and strap a big camera on it with a dildo and just drive it to where those girls
I can't believe you just said that.
Okay, I have numerous questions about the dildo. I need size, color, diameter, length, cut or not.
Don't discriminate.
Wow.
Don't discriminate.
You can put it. You can make it when the mold is taken.
Because this would be perfect advertising for me. Like or put RC Talk on it, whatever. This would be perfect advertising for me if it actually showed up and they videotaped that RC truck coming towards them. That would be just great.
You could
Imagine the girl's eyes.
you could, you know what? That'd be funny. You could get all different colors and do different videos of different colored ones.
That's it.
You have to put it on the Raminator.
There you go. Hey, girls, you want to sit on the Raminator? Let's go.
Very, very, very clever, Dennis. I'll pay that one. That was very clever, mate.
I mean, Lyle, I'm sure one of the top ones in the are also one of them. Some of them got to be United States for skiing too. There's like Colorado and stuff like that.
Okay. Now I got to get a dildo to send it to Tony so he can take a picture of his Raminator with that on the hood in front and just send it to me so I can do advertising.
I'll shut his channel down.
I'd like to see what Tony has to say about that.
I wouldn't doubt if you have an old fax
We have a
machine,
dinosaur dick
photocopier combo.
I can't believe Frank went there.
What? I didn't say anything bad. I'm not showing anything bad.
No, just
it's just normal. In Canada, we can walk into not in any store, but we can walk to a store and buy one, and just come back out, and you have it in a bag. Like it's okay. My wife loves it when I buy her one. Like, geez, like she's got 3 broken ones right now. So like, I gotta go buy another one.
What the hell is that, mate?
You're embarrassing our Aussie.
Kevin,
what the hell?
Kevin
man?
gets Tamaya, I love you long time.
Yeah, right.
That was a good one, Kevin.
Crazy. This stream is going to hell right now.
That's right.
Going to hell in a handbag.
He doesn't know what he's doing, mate.
You won't be on Facebook next week or YouTube next week.
We are talking about RC cars, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
With peripheral on top of it.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right.
Is Javier going to speak? His mic is off.
I think he's holding off.
He's not on screen yet.
He's taking the kids and putting them in bed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And, I think he's holding off till we start being serious.
That's Tank's past coming out. That's what that's all about.
His wild pass. His wild pass
is coming out. Yeah.
Well, Lyle, it would be a good idea. Lyle brought it up that he was going to go see the hub porn place. Or
Yeah, I didn't talk anything about dildos.
Hub porn? What's up? A porn hub, is it? Hub porn?
Yeah,
Pornhub.
Yeah, Pornhub. That's it.
There's also a YouPorn, but it's the same site.
There's so many different ones. It's not even funny. XNN or
that's where you get a lot of virus.
Virtual
That's what she
entry.
said.
And now the thumbs down happen. Magnified.
You did it to yourself, Frank.
Well, you got one. You
Just
got
having
one.
fun.
How many people are in the chat room anyways right now?
More than you.
I don't know how that makes any sense.
Current count, there's 20 people right now.
Okay. It'd be cool. It could be cool if they all get on the video.
We went, yeah, it would. We're top
Wish
was
that would.
28 people was actually watching for a little bit. And then we started talking about bad stuff and it went down from there.
Got one like, got one thumbs down and 16 thumbs up. Guys need to hit that thumbs up.
That's it.
Is that Dennis saying that?
Nitro Freak, get in here with us and have some fun. You can tell
Yeah,
we're
you're
not that
right,
serious.
Yeah,
We're talking about freak stuff right now.
So back to
Jake.
back to
RCs.
the riff. Back to the riff. I think these are the same tires and same rims. They didn't do anything special with the rims.
Yeah, I think
This
so.
this is
pumpkin
the
looks
metal
nice.
case.
Everything's the same on it.
Oh, that,
Do you have the metal case at the back?
Yes.
Do you have the sway bar?
No, that's one thing that they added that's an option for the RTR.
Well, don't tell me it's all the same thing. Do you have the metal in the side?
No, that was an
Well,
option for
don't
the
tell me it's the
RTR
same
also.
thing. Don't
Yeah.
tell me
Plastic, the Formula.
it's the same
hey,
stock.
Dennis,
You have the same
Huh,
shocks?
what?
That
What?
gold would look good. That gold would look good on your black one.
You know, if I
Yeah.
go back about 4 or 5 years on my Instagram, somebody already made this truck.
I'm trying to pull your leg, Trail Crawler RC. Are those the same shocks?
Yes,
Okay. See,
same
my
shock,
face
same
is-
axles. They didn't put the revised axles in the kit version,
Okay,
which nobody can
I'll put the link
understand
in the
why.
chat.
that's crazy.
Because they had to get rid of all the other ones
Yeah.
Probably.
they still had.
Well, I
You
know a
said
lot of
Nitro
people are
Flicker
still
link.
sending theirs in for warranty.
Okay.
There's also a lot less people breaking them right now.
I do think that gold accent would be great on the black one. Black and gold go perfect together.
All right.
All right, Dad.
Vidavon makes the axles, the rear links, or I'm sorry, the
Drilling arms.
link arms on the bottom there. They
Okay.
make those, the axles, and the C hubs. They're all
Okay.
CNC machined 7075 aluminum.
One thing I noticed, one thing I noticed with this is this here, how thin they are, how thin the links are here.
Yeah.
5 mil or 3 mil though?
Like this is
Rod
crazy
ends.
how thin this is. Like
How many mil is that? 1?
I don't know, but this is the
It's
regular
the
ball.
2 millimeter.
We
It
always
needs to go
use,
up to 4.
we always use this ball here and on all the trucks we have. And Traxxas one, like they're almost the thickness of this friggin' ball. But look how thin this is, and they break there.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of guys are changing them over to the Traxxas ends,
Yeah. And
and a lot of guys are taking them right out of the box, taking them apart and putting in a nitrate O-rings between the link ends.
The nitrile O-rings.
Is that a new
Yeah, to
battery
keep-
tray up front?
Yeah, it's the battery tray
yeah,
in the front there.
Here.
It's actually under the hood, and the box that you're seeing down below that is the radio box.
mhm.
Well, that brings down the center of gravity, which is nice.
Center of gravity, there is no such thing with this.
No. And plus
It's
this
all
this
torque
is
twist hard to the right rear tire.
yeah,
Well, no, it's supposed to eliminate that now with the kit.
So you're
Yeah,
saying
the
it has
sway
a
bar
counter
eliminates
shaft.
that.
yeah,
Oh,
this
I
way
thought
bar
they'd also
will
have
help.
I thought that maybe
I
they
got
did
the,
a counter
I got
shaft.
the SMT, and believe me, the sway bar is not in there. It's
I'm
completely
trying to find a picture of the link, but I cannot see it under there. No,
Couldn't they do a counter shaft, drive shaft up front to stop twist too?
No,
But the links, I can't find that picture. Oh well. Right here, where this big link, it's right here. This is friggin' thin. Also, when I was looking at the store, they had a demo out, and man, this thing was thin. I go, this is crazy. It's gonna break right there. And I saw maybe 2 or 3 videos of people. It
Yeah,
actually
but,
broke there.
they actually tear them off the ball end.
Yeah, off the ball end. Yeah, I wouldn't doubt
Yeah.
it because this is friggin' thin right where the ball is.
Yeah, once they put the O-rings in there, it tightens up all the side-to-side play, and it keeps the link end centered on the ball ends, which helps out a little bit. I haven't had an issue with mine, luckily.
So here's a
They
link to join in again. I just put it in the chat, the link to join in if you guys
They,
want.
they should have never made it like that in the first place, Dennis.
Emojis there. He's got like a cucumber, a set of lesbians equals thumb down, but he doesn't like threesomes. That's all I get from that. Cucumber
How long
plus
did it
lesbians is thumb down. He
How
don't
long did it
like-
take you to find that magnet? Well, that's what I want to know. Mate, you're searching for him.
Yeah,
Cucumber.
he's searching for it. Took him a while to get that.
Well, Brad, the reason that they made it like that was for cost. It is an RTR. They need to cover cost and make it consumer friendly.
Okay.
Tell me how much would have actually cost to make it thicker? Really?
That's what she asked.
I mean, you're looking at $370 for axles from Vidavon, another $180 for the rear links, and about another $150 just for the knuckles. So
Might as
you're
well
at
just buy another RC,
$1,000 just for the Rift. And that's not including upgrading your Servo Saver.
Well, one thing I find with the Rift is a lot of people are using, and that's with any cars, but with the Rift is they're using it wrong. They're using it
Right.
to jump like 30 feet in the air or like do a
It's not-
speed run because it's got the power to do the speed run to go very fast. But as soon as you tumble with it or whatever, you lose control, or that's where
But
things break.
that's not an RC to go jumping 30
Right.
feet. It's not-
Yeah,
it's
but
not
they'd
smart.
still
It's
do
not-
it. And then
They're-
they
They're
Not what it's
driving
made
it like
for.
an X-Max, and that's not what
Yeah.
they're designed to do.
No, exactly. No, exactly.
It's a rock racer. It's a rock
Yes.
bouncer. It's made to
That's right.
climb hills. It's a climber.
Yeah,
So
that's right.
that's what
It's
that
made
RC
to
for.
do short bursts and quick jumps.
Yeah. You're not going to jump at 30 feet. You're going to just bust the thing apart.
It's just like my
No,
rock ray.
I-
Like I was having fun on the dirt and the sand with my rock ray and trying to turn fast, and it was always flipping. And I go, man, this thing flips easy. But then I went with the big boulders were the big rocks, and I found how fun that rock ray was on rocks, on
Right.
big rocks. Man, that thing is like it's like a bunny. It just hops. You give it power and poof, and it just goes like this, and it just goes all over the rock, and it just finds its way. It's just amazing on the rock.
Yeah, but
It's
that's
cool.
that's what they're made for. Not
Yeah.
made to jump in 30 feet.
Right. I
I
tried
wouldn't be
to do
jumping
a
at 30
speed run with mine because I'm running it on 4S,
Okay.
and I had
Wow,
the throttle
4S.
on the radio at 100%, and there's no way that you can get full throttle out of that thing. It's just ridiculous.
Lyle,
Wow,
did you say you're
4S.
doing a speed run with the Rift?
Lyle, the question for you was, did you say you're doing speed runs with your
He's
Rift?
not there. He's not there.
Oh, I swore he said he was doing a speed run with one of his vehicles.
Oh.
It was a truck.
No, it wasn't Lyle. It was Trail Critter RC that said that.
Lyle said he was going to do a speed run with his Sen truck.
Yes, the Sun.
I tried to do a speed run with the Rift on 4S, and
No hope, huh? No hope.
it's not possible.
Not
No.
possible.
You don't have enough area.
No. Need a car park or something, Dennis.
You need an airport.
Yeah, well, something
You-
big.
so
that
you- so you
can
need
take it down.
So you need an airfield where you just drive it as fast like they do to get the plane to get up off the ground.
Yeah, you need the runway, and you need to actually
runway.
be in a car next to it.
Yeah.
A
What's,
lot of people
what
do
you
that.
think-
Trail
What's the
Critter
actual,
RC is asking a question to Brad. Brad, how much would it cost for Tamiya to use bearings in their kits?
The perfect example of how much it costs, you'd have to look at the TA08. Everything is there, even including the hex drive nuts. Everything's all hex drive on there, and it's all fully ball bearing. That'll tell you how much it costs.
Oh, look at the nice mug.
It used to be.
Looks like letters are missing.
Yeah, the washer's not doing a good job.
The washer's not doing a good job.
Hello,
Hey,
Nitro
Nitro
Freak.
Freak, how are you doing?
Can you guys hear me?
Oh, yes. And we see you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't realize this was something I had to set up and everything. I've never used the Zoom before, so.
Okay, yeah, you're with Big Head, and he used StreamYards.
Yeah, that's what I use, StreamYard, when I do my live feeds.
Yeah, but once you've set it up once here, you don't have to set it up the next time you come.
Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate you guys letting me in.
So I'm hoping Jake got that information, because if he wants an idea of what it costs to have everything there, including the screws he wants, that'll tell you what it is with the TA08.
It never ends.
That's without a body and tires. You get rims, but you don't get tires.
Brian Taft, how you doing, buddy?
Hello.
Hey, Brian, how you doing, mate?
Get on.
Hello,
Look who it is.
He's building his BRX-01.
Hello, Sean.
Hello.
What's going on, Sean?
There you go. Couldn't find the software minute to change the name.
Got to change your name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just couldn't find myself on that busy screen.
Yeah, I can rename you.
Watch what he puts, but be careful he doesn't put vibrator in the name.
That's
There.
what she said.
I renamed you.
The Raminator.
What'd you name him?
Raminator.
Hey, Sean, did you just start the kit?
I started it yesterday.
How long did it take you to get to the chassis like that?
I don't know. An
Really
hour.
about an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Just to get the rails and everything together.
Yeah. Because it's different when you're like, so that's it. There's transmissions in. It's different when you're doing it on a live chat.
Yes.
And you're doing it live and talking to people at the same time, you know, Brad. And Spicy just started doing it. So I'd never even looked at the instruction manual before then. So normally when you're building them, you read through the instruction manuals first. So this one I didn't.
But you've done so many of them, it's almost like second
No,
nature
it's
to you.
not. Everyone's like this BRX01. This is the nicest chassis I've built.
Yeah, it's nice.
Without a doubt. Like I built my Vanquish, or shall I say my Vanquish. Get rid of it. There was so much plastic in that Vanquish. It's great. This thing is all aluminum. Like, yeah. That's a
Aluminium. Aluminium, not aluminum. You're Irish as well. What the heck?
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Even the rest of Europe says it that way when they speak English.
Aluminium. Nobody understands what I said.
They're still learning it. We invented it. We'll do it right then.
I heard the Europeans were the first to make them out of using that for plates.
For what?
Eating plates to eat on. They were using the aluminum.
What? I gotta figure out what happened to my Zoom last night though. It wouldn't let me spotlight for some reason.
Oh no?
No, it must be a setting.
A glitch or
Probably
something.
an update.
Yeah, I must need an update or something because it wouldn't let me spotlight.
9 out of 10 times. Unplug it and plug it back in. Did you check your LiPo?
No, those are still in the trunk of his car in a truck.
They're actually not because I brought
Fuck,
them
I heard Tank say boot earlier. I'm like, what the fuck? Don't
In the
bring
boot?
that.
Yeah. That's from Jack.
I'm also working on this thing as well.
That thing's orange.
You see, Sean's a very good multitasker. Wouldn't you say so, Sean?
I'm working on this Land Rover, the 6x6 Land Rover.
Smokes and drinks.
I'm trying to work out who spends more money, him or Tony.
Yeah.
You spend a bit of money on them things, man.
The difference is Tony makes money back.
That's correct. That's correct. You're right. Spot on.
Nitro RC Freak, where are you from? Real quick.
Fort Bragg, North Carolina.
North Carolina? Cool.
We actually have a lot of people who've shown up who are from North Carolina. I think Chris is from North Carolina.
Brian Taft, RC Pit Products is North Carolina.
Yep. Brian Taft. If you want to come in, let me know. I think I did send you an email. If not, I can put the link up.
Nitro Freak, you're
probably send the link to a new dildo.
Nitro Freak, you're a crawler guy, or you do multiple types things.
Actually, I do no prep drag racing, and I do nitro A scale off road racing.
Yeah, I think I've seen your videos on YouTube.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I think the name. I think the name alone might give it away that he doesn't really do crawling.
Hey, I've actually seen people put the Tayo engines in a crawler, so you could technically do. Well, it's not nitro, but it's gas, but still. You could.
He races, Brad. Brad, he races.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I've never done any crawling in my life. I've watched a lot of guys do it. There's nothing against it. It's just it's a little too slow for me. I think maybe little on down the road. I'm kind of wanting to get into the crawling, but I kind of got my hands full with the A scale off road racing on the nitro side of the hobby. I've just started dabbling in the electric side of the stuff.
What's beside you right now? What's
This
that
is
one?
actually the newest 8XT low C truggy that was just released back in August that I just got done building. This is one of my race rigs.
Okay.
Hey, I could tell you this. Sometimes some of the trail riding gets a little fast. So.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. When I think of crawling, I've noticed a lot of you guys that do the crawling have a couple of different variations of it. And like me, when I think of crawling, we have some pretty cool crawler courses out here in North Carolina that'll be built right next to the A scale off-road racetracks. And I'll go over and watch the crawling. And these guys, they're doing the stuff where they're crawling like, you know, logs and trees and rocks and, you know.
Remember, there's a difference between trailing and crawling.
Yeah. And that's crawling. I think that's the really slow pace stuff. Now the trailing, you know, you guys just run on a trail and go.
That's a trail truck.
Yeah.
That's a trail truck. Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen some TRXs doing almost 50 miles an hour in second gear.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
That's right up your alley.
Yeah, there you go.
See, that's a crawler.
You're a freak. Do you race truggy and buggy or just truggy?
No, I do truggy and buggy.
Oh, that.
How long have you been racing?
I've been a little over a year now.
Aren't they starting to do electric 8 scale racing too?
Oh, they have been for years.
Yeah,
they've been doing that for a long time. I've been primarily a basher my whole life. I've gone to the races, but I'm retired military, so I didn't have a whole lot of time after high school to get into this hobby like a lot of the other guys did. I'd go to the races and watch it, but I was always deployed over in other countries and stuff. So, I mean, I've been dabbling in the hobby since I was a kid, but never really full on until after I retired. And, you know, once I retired, I'm on full disability, so I don't work. So I had to really take up a hobby and have something, you know, to take up my time. So
good on you,
being
man.
a basher, it was fine forever. And then when I started really getting into the A scale racing, I started traveling out of state from, you know, state to state, from one end of the United States, you know, to the others, just hitting any and all races that I could in big events.
Hopefully when Javier gets to talking to us, you need to talk to that guy.
Actually, I'm over in his live feed an awful lot. You know, he's a veteran like myself and everything. Got a lot of respect for Javier. Love that guy.
I've seen you in the
love his
chat.
idea.
Nitro freak.
Asian frogs. I've seen you over in 11 Charlie's myself a few times.
Yeah, I hide over there once in a while.
Yeah, I wander there too once in a while.
Yeah, most of us that are on the panel right now usually hang out over there.
Yeah, cool.
Now, Nitro Freak, I used to race back in the day also. I did a lot of buggy, truggy, and monster truck racing, all nitro.
Okay, cool.
And then got away from the on-road, off-road, went into the on-road, started racing the Nitro TC3 touring car.
Oh, nice.
And it got to the point where I was racing 3 to 4 days a week.
Yeah, it
And, you know,
give me time consuming.
Back then when I was racing, fuel was almost $56 a gallon. I was buying 3 to 4 gallons a week just to get through the week.
Now, where are you at? Where do you live?
I'm in Ohio.
He lives not too far from me. I live in Ohio too.
Wow. I was gonna say, because the fuel that I run, Sidewinder here in North Carolina is really, really big. Most of the hobby shops carry that for like $34. Right now, currently, I run the Bones Brew. Brent Bones is a gentleman that used to race, retired from racing, and started up his own fuel company called Bones Motorsports. And through him, you can buy a case, and I think it's like $95 shipped to your door. I've been hearing a lot of people saying that, you know, they're paying $40 to $50 a gallon. I have never seen that in my life.
Well,
What
Back when I ran,
brand
I
of
was
fuel
running-
were you guys running?
I was running 30% O'Donnell.
Yeah, see, O'Donnell's is not even around anymore. O'Donnell's went out of business years ago. Byron's was pretty much, you know, top of the game. Byron's is out of business now. You have
Red Cat came into the scene for a while.
Yeah.
I ran Red Cat 20 for a little while, and it ran just as good as the O'Donnell.
Yeah.
It had a high oil content to it, which was nice. I haven't raced any of my stuff in probably 15 years and never put a drop of after run in them, and I could turn them off.
I could tell you like this, if you haven't raced in 15 years, technology and nitro engines and everything has greatly changed.
Yeah.
Because nowadays, pretty much most of us racing, we do not run high oil content fuels for the simple fact that it does not give you much of a tuning window. I run a 30% nitro, 8% oil on the racetrack, and maybe like a 30-11 at most if I do any normal bashing.
Right. Now, what motors do you run?
I run a lot of Nova Rossi, which is now just went out of business 6 months ago.
That's
But
terrible.
I run everything from
beside you there.
Nova Rossi,
Alpha, those Nova
Reds Racing, and Alpha engines.
Which motors are those are over your head there?
So the ones in all the blue boxes, these are all brand new, never been opened. These are all Nova Rossis, which come in the boxes that look like this. Okay, they are now out of business. They were one of the biggest companies in the world.
Hello, Big Head.
Why do you have so many? Do they blow that often?
No, I have a addiction for nitro engines. I'm
okay.
I'm a big gearhead. I also do
fair.
drag racing in real life. I don't just do RC, but I build muscle cars and drag cars. So I'm into stuff like this as well.
Oh, there's a car right for Brett.
So I heard you guys. I heard you guys earlier talking about the 71 Camaro Bodies. That actually, that car behind me is a 70 SS. In the 70 to 73s, the bodies were all the same, no difference in them. But
minor trim differences in the nose and the tail, just little bits there. Here and
well,
there.
it's not even tail. It was just the nose cone. Whether you had a full bumper or a split bumper, you had the
tail lights were actually different part numbers.
Yeah, it all depended on the RPO. Yeah, I'm a big builder of the 70 to 73s. I actually own 6 of these cars, all the way from the Z28s to the SSs.
Wow.
Yeah,
I have to ask,
Brad. I give up.
Go on.
Give up what?
Keep going.
What are you giving up?
Where did he go?
I want some.
I gave up
Oh,
energy.
Interrupting them.
What's up, Tony?
God. Tony came in here.
Where did Brett go?
I don't know. He said he gave up.
He gave up.
Gave up what?
I don't know. Brad cut in and he said he gave up because they were having a discussion. Sorry, Easy Froggy.
Brad, you're going to stop interrupting, brother. How many times have I got to tell you?
Well, you
Look,
got
you're upsetting people.
You got to wait till they're finished their conversation. Even me, I wait till they're finished and then I cut in.
Talk about dildos, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Lemonator.
So a lot of people are saying nitro is dying, but I guess it's still strong where you are or the outdoor track because I see less and
I'll
less.
be honest. I'll be honest. Nitro as a whole is dying because the brushless electric world is taking over, and I'll pretty much tell you why. Most of you guys, some of you probably a little bit older than myself. I'm only 45, but one thing I've learned nowadays.
Talking to you, Frank.
These generation of kids, they don't know anything about the internal combustion engine. They don't know about tuning a carburetor, and that's really the biggest thing.
You know what a wrench is.
Yeah, when you're running, a nitro RC car, you got to be able to know how to break in an engine. You got to be able to know how to tune it and all that. And most of the kids nowadays that get into the RC hobby, they want simplicity. It's a whole lot easier to charge a battery, put a battery in a platform, and you're off racing, bashing, crawling, what have you. That's not so much the case with nitro stuff. And nitro stuff is also a lot more expensive. In the kind of nitro stuff that I do, everything that I own, they're all kits. There's nothing ready to run that I own or run. And a lot of people, they don't want to build a kit because you're really just building a chassis. And if you're on the nitro side of it, you still got to buy your engine, exhaust, radio, receiver, electronics, rims, tires. You get a clear body that's got to get painted. I mean, there's a lot that goes in with the A-scale off-road kits. And like this truggy right here, I've got every bit of almost $2,500 just into this one kit when it's all said and done, you know, ready to send it down the track. Most of the kids in this generation getting into the hobby, if they're just starting out and all that stuff, you know, they ain't got that kind of money. They're going to go buy an Arma or a Traxxas that's ready to run right off the shelf. So knowing that they can do that and have instant fun, nobody's really doing the nitro stuff anymore. So in a sense, it is becoming a dying breed. I just recently heard overseas over in Europe, like the nitro fuel content, it's illegal to have anything over 10% over there. And that's really killing the nitro market overseas right now. So there's very few of us that are trying to keep the nitro hobby alive. But yeah, for the most part, electric is where it's at. And that's pretty much probably how it's going to stay from here on out.
Yeah, it's a shame.
It's almost impossible, not impossible to drive a nitro in Calgary. Just our weather changes hourly. You can go to the track at noon and you're gonna have to retune every hour until sundown.
That's the big
barometric pressure and the temperature changes. 30 degrees in a day, 30 degrees in 6 hours, no problem.
And that's what a lot of this generation doesn't realize with nitro. You know, it's just like me. If where I'm at in North Carolina during the summer, we have really high humidity here. So if I'm racing at a track here in North Carolina and I have my engines tuned one way, and then I go, 100 miles down across the border to South Carolina, my tune is going to drastically change. And I have to retune every engine that I bring with me or every engine that I'm going to run, that weekend on the track. So it can be a bit of a pain in the ass. And
why we like turbochargers here.
Yeah, most people looking at the hobby now, they want to have quick, easy fun. And if you want to have quick, easy fun, charging up a battery and throwing it in is where it's at. Nitro is not going to get you there. You're with the nitro stuff. You got to work at it. I mean, you got to have you got to have a mechanical background, a little bit of mechanical skill, know something about the internal combustion engine to be able to make them do what they got to do.
The sound of it is awesome. The sound.
Oh yeah, and that's what the biggest attraction is. Yeah, that was one of the big things that always attracted me to the nitro side of the house in the RC hobby. Being that I'm a gearhead myself, these sound just like a miniature 2-stroke engine. To me, I think that's the greatest thrill in the world is being able to drive something and steer it with the real life, fire breathing engine. You got the sound, you got the smoke, you got the power. It's all there. It's so much more real and lifelike. And I think for a lot of people, that's why a lot of guys like nitro in the older generation, those of us that know how to do it, play around with it and all that. But I've tried just here in the area where I live, I've tried to get quite a bit of the younger generation into the nitro hobby. And they have no interest in it nowadays. Everybody wants to be able to just, charge a battery and go play and have fun. And I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. It's different strokes for different folks. Everybody has a different way that they do stuff. Me, I've been doing nitro ever since I was a kid. Either whether it be bashing and just recently as I've gotten older, got into the racing, I had electrics, but like the electric stuff that's out today, I know nothing about it. I come from when everything was brushed motors and, ancient old ESCs and all that, all this brushless motors and these crazy electronics that they have in these cars nowadays. At my age, I'm just starting to learn them because that was never a big interest for me. But I'm realizing, like with anything else, as times change, so do we. We're going to have to get with the times and get with the hobby because I'm a firm believer. You give it another probably 15, 20 years, you know, the nitro hobby will probably no longer be around. Just in the past, hell, I want to say 10 years, there's been so many reputable nitro companies that made some of the greatest products around that are now closed down. Like Trail Crawlers RC was talking about O'Donnell's. I used to use O'Donnell's back in the day. They were a great fuel, made great glow plugs. They're not even around no more. Byron's was another fuel company that was big. I mean, huge in the industry. They just recently closed down like 7 months ago. A lot of the nitro engine companies like Novorossi out of Italy, they have been around. Novorossi and OS are the two longest standing companies in the world in micro engines. OS is the longest now.
Well, it's just like any company though. Like as the company grows, like if I start a company at a certain age and I run it for 30 years, if ever I decide to retire and nobody wants to pick it up, it's just going to close down. That's what's happening in a lot of companies like Novak.
Yeah. Well,
Novak.
See, I was a big Novak user.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that they weren't around anymore. I mean, I remember like when they had the little purple and pinkish ESCs and motors and all that. I haven't seen one of them things since I was a teenager, but I didn't even know that they weren't around anymore. I back in the brush days, I'm not sure if they're still around. Like Trinity engines. I used to have a lot of Trinity stuff. I used Trinity, Trinity motors and the Novak ESCs, but I don't see a lot of that stuff around anymore.
I'll sell you one at a historical cost.
Historical price.
Yeah.
Trinity still exists.
Vintage goods.
Dude, I have a Tamiya silver can that's never been used from 1982.
Wow, that's something I would keep sealed. Definitely keep sealed.
Yeah, because if you plug that in, it's probably going to blow.
Never sealed. It's probably got weed in it.
Well, I don't know if any of you guys remember, Axial was really big into nitro for a while also.
Yeah, they actually still have a few nitro engines on the market.
Oh, yeah.
That's how they started. Axial Racing was a nitro motor producer. And when they first got into RC, the AX10 was one of the first things they came out with. And it was only because a couple of their employees built basically an AX10 out of other people's RCs. And they decided to make their own. It's fantastic. That's what this thing is.
I'm just curious.
That's a Gen 1 AX10. That's what that started out as.
Wow.
Well, just like Dynamite used to make nitro engines for a long time also.
Dynamite is still around. They still make. Matter of fact, they have the 8T, the Losi 8T Truggy, which is exactly identical to what I have right here, but it's a ready to run, and it comes with the Dynamite. They actually have the Buggy, which comes with the Dynamite .21 engine, and then their Truggy comes with the .28. And those are actually still on the market today. They're a very popular seller. The Truggy you can buy for $400, radio, truck, everything. All you have to buy is your fuel, glow igniter, and a receiver battery. But the kit comes with everything else. Get that for $400, $350 for the Buggy. Comes the same way, ready to run. But yeah, Dynamite's been around for a while. They're still going strong. I mean, Dynamite today makes a lot of products, glow igniters, battery chargers. I mean, they make gas engines for some of the fifth scale stuff. Marine boat engines.
Back when I got into racing, I bought the original HPI Savage 21. And the first thing I did was change the motor over to the Pico 26 Outlaw.
Yep.
And from there, it just exploded. I've got probably about $500 to $5,500 into that truck.
Yeah. So when you were racing, Pico would have been big. They're hanging on by a thread. RB Motors is gone. Axial basically has like one or two nitro engines on the market. They're, as far as Axial on the nitro side of the house, they're just barely afloat because most of their stuff now is crossed over into the electrical side of the hobby, and that's pretty much what's keeping them staying alive.
Verizon Hobby saved Axial.
Yeah.
When I was just getting out of racing, JP Black motors were getting real popular. Most of it was on road, all their 12s and 15s.
Yeah, yeah.
And I had bought a Nova Rossi Pixie R12 for my on road, and it just so happened that the shaft for the clutch bell was set up for a 3-speed and not a 2-speed.
I dabbled with on-road for a short time, but we used the Nova Rossi K15s, which was just the small 0.15 engine right here. But they don't even make these anymore. Those things are relics now. They're all, now that Nova Rossi is all out of business, which is a shame. One of the biggest, most favorite companies around made some of the most bad to the bone engines. And like you said, that was one of those things that, well, like Tank was saying, you know, when as times changed, so did the company. Nova Rossi pretty much went out of business when, oh, nice. Yeah, I remember those.
My Pixie R12.
Nice.
Was a limited production made truck that we all bought for just one class. It's the Associated TC3.
Cool.
Got the team chassis, a few other team parts on it, and I didn't go crazy with the clutch bell or the gears. And I was just doing some club racing, and we had a local club that was always holding some roar events, and they had got canceled one day, and all those guys had come over to our track, and they're used to running on prep surface. And we had to figure out what foams to use. And all the guys that ran our club track dominated everybody because they couldn't figure out their setup. That's
how it is with me, with the A-scale off-road. You know, it's what we call the tire war. It's like every track you go to, you know,
right?
We bring 40, 50 sets of tires with us to every track because you got test and tune and practice, find out which set of tires is going to hold to that track the best. It's the same thing with on-road.
Yeah, the only tire that we ever used back when I was racing was the whole shots.
Yeah,
that was tire of choice because it was a short pin tire.
Yep, that's my go-to tire now. It was pretty much a universal tire that you could use on almost any track.
Where's Brad to interrupt now?
Brad was there a little while ago. I'd like to welcome Big Head RC tonight. He just came in a little while ago while you guys were talking.
Yeah,
G'day.
And if you really look carefully, you can tell he's got a big head.
Sir, it ain't no lie. Physically, no, it's physically.
Big Head, what's going on, my man?
What's up, Nitro Freak?
Same old.
Sean's, he got me in my life. And I see this one guy on RC
Nitro Freak. What is your real name, if you don't mind us asking?
My real name is Frank.
Frank?
My name?
Yep.
Two Franks.
Frank the Tank. And Frank.
Yep, I thought that was kind of interesting when everyone kept referring to Frank. I didn't know until recently that was your real name, and I thought they were referring to me. But I'm like, wait a minute, this is my first time in here. There's no way they can know my real name.
Everybody calls me Tank, especially my nephews, because when they were younger, they couldn't say Frank because it's too hard. So they always say, "Hey, Uncle Tank, Uncle Tank." So it's
there. You go. Cool.
And plus, I'm not a small guy. I'm a pretty big guy, so everybody calls me Tank.
Going back to dildos again.
That's not what she said.
Yeah, sure. She was talking about
other than trail crawlers. Have any of you other guys dabbled in nitro at all?
My brother did, not me.
That's how I started.
I did a few years ago, but I didn't really like them.
Yeah, I got tired of doing it and spending more time working than driving.
Yeah, it's not for everybody. It definitely takes some getting used to.
You definitely have to have an ear for it too.
Yeah, you got to know what you're listening for. You got to give the engine what it wants, especially when it comes down to the tuning. And I mean, there's so many different ways to tune a nitro engine, but some of the engines that I run, they're $600 and $700 for one engine. So you want to make sure that you want to make sure that you're on point with your tune, because as they say, lean is mean, but you can also smoke an engine real quick running it too lean. Usually run them a little on the fine line of being too fat, but not too fat, where you can have problems as well. But I think that's the biggest thing with a lot of people. What turns people off from nitro nowadays is if they don't break in an engine correctly. You can waste half of the engine's life right there in the break-in if not done right.
People do that with electric motors also. Like you're using technical terms like too fat, to whatever.
Rich.
Those are technical nitro term. But we have a term with electrical is you run it on 2S, 3S, or 4S, and you can burn your electronic. You can burn your motor just like you can with the nitro.
Yeah, I've seen some videos where people do some horrible stuff with the electric stuff. I've even seen at the racetracks, because like a lot of the racetracks.
Look at Tony smoking motors.
Yeah, some of the racetracks I go to, a lot of the guys will run electric, and I mean, I've watched ESCs go up in flames right on the track. I've actually seen guys where they case the crown of a jump, and for whatever reason, I don't know what happens, but you'll watch the LiPo battery go up in smoke. I've watched the engines catch fire mid track and burn up, and yeah, usually it's because guys are trying to throw too big of a battery at too lower of a power handling, motor setup in ESC. So I do see that a lot.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to, and really, like where I live, most of the generation, they want to try to make their stuff go as fast as they can. They want to gear the hell out of it and all that, and they overheat everything. And
they buy the cheapest battery, but the cheapest battery they can, they put it in the truck. And I tell that to everybody, like if you're going to bash with your car, don't get a soft case, get a hard case, because a soft case, the first big jump you're going to take, and then when it's going to tumble and hit,
I'll be right back.
It's going to blow up. Like something's going to happen to that battery. So get a hard case.
I have no problems with soft cases, just so you know.
Yeah.
Was it Lyle?
I choose them.
I cannot 100% agree with Tank, what he said. I run soft cases all the time just because of lightweight. It's the discharge. I will run 100C discharge, 150C burst when I run a basher. But if I run a crawler, 20, 25, don't care, don't matter.
See, I've been one of those
the
guys.
soft cases too. Like I've had a few get kind of crumpled a bit.
Rattle around.
Yeah, they can't rattle. You can't have them rattle.
No, you can't have it loose. But the plastic ones, I've cracked so many cases, and they look way worse. And when the battery is exposed, when you open up a case,
it's scarier.
So I have a ton of soft packs that I run. And I don't mind them actually.
When I jump my pit rock, the chassis
big weight difference. Big weight difference.
I would rather run a soft pack because you can see if it's swelled or not.
You duct tape yours, Tony, or anything?
Well, it's sketchy to duct tape a plastic one once you crack the case.
I'm saying soft pack, like if you're soft.
Only if it starts ribbing the edges of it. Like if it starts to rip, but I don't like wrap them around. I only do it on the edge because I don't want them to try and if it's swelling, I want to see it. So
I protect my corners with electrical tape.
Yeah, I'll usually run down the edges, like the corners, and because they'll start to pop. But I mean, in my SMT10, the 3S soft packs fit way better than a 3S hard pack. So, and they don't move around too much, just front to back. But I mean, I'm not bashing crazy with it. I mean, if I'm going to be doing like a 6S Arma, I might put hard packs in because you're stacking them on top of each other, but I don't know. They also strap in really well in the Armas. So they shouldn't have any movement side to side or up and down because it literally straps across and over and locks it in. So, I mean, the ones that have the most problems with swelling are the hard packs.
Okay.
There's a basher out there, Thunder RC. He actually uses tube socks and places them around it, and then uses electrical tape and tapes them in and everything.
Really?
He's kind of he's a real hardcore basher though.
Yeah, he probably does that so they fit tighter into wherever he's putting them.
Well, think about what the drone guys use, right? And they float them on the bottom of a drone, and they're soft packs.
Yeah.
I dropped one from, well, I lost vision of it when I went around the some kind of tower. It crashed to the concrete, crumpled the pack in. I mean, it like literally smushed it in. No problem with it. I even charged it up just as a test. It was fine, but I didn't trust enough to use it. I discharged it, put it in the salt bath, threw it away.
Salt packs now, they use a 4 mil thick heat shrink to put over it.
Yeah,
that's really tough stuff. Like,
yeah. So a lot of them, I mean, I don't mind I don't mind the soft packs too much.
Oh, I love the weight difference as well. That's a big thing for me.
Okay.
I've been getting into the drone racing lately. It's just I'm not doing any videos on it because it's extremely hard to video. But yeah, I've been running 1-cell, 2-cell soft packs. There's one right here.
Acer Chipolot.
Yep.
I've dropped that from 1 kilometer in the air.
That's a small battery, though.
Small quad.
Yeah, but even
yeah,
the 4S ones that they do, like the 1200s and all that we'd run on them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, literally, they float them on the bottom, and you just land on it. You crash on it. I haven't had one burn up yet.
Oh yeah.
No, myself neither. But I'm still new.
Knock on wood. Big
Still
time.
land on wood. That'll go up.
But I find it funny when people ask on the forums, "How do I waterproof my lipos?"
Don't put them in salt water.
Yeah, don't put them in salt water. You'll be fine. But like, you can dip it in water. You don't have to waterproof them. They will survive. So.
Yep.
I'm fairly new to all the lipo stuff and all that. I've just recently started using lipos. I've never been a big fan of the lipos, I guess, because I've seen so many horror stories with them. But then I've learned over
Technology is way
time.
better. They don't go up in fire anymore. They go up in heat and smoke, but they don't flame up anymore.
Yeah, yeah, and it all depends on how you take care of them as well, is what I've learned.
It's just a guy dealing with nitro fuel, and we're talking about.
Yeah, see, now I was always running the NMIH packs, forever, for years. But now, as years have gone by and the servos that are out now, you have all the high voltage servos. Yeah. You got to run, a 7.4 lipo. You got to have a lot of power to run some of the servos that we put in some of the truggies and stuff. And I tried to hold off for years, using, outdated servos that would take NMIHs, but they're just not competitive. When I had to start stepping up to the more expensive stuff, I had no choice. Now, and I will run a few of the lipos, but I've been primarily right now I'm using the lithium ions. So the way that Losi made the radio tray on these, they designed, Dynamite has a lithium ion battery that's really, really good that I've charged. I just recently bought a new one. I've charged it once and I've been running it for like 3 weeks and the damn thing isn't dead yet. So it's like, wow, been sticking with that.
Got a really low discharge.
Yeah, yeah.
But the discharge is really low.
Cool.
Oh, it's quiet now. Cool.
So what are you working on, Big Head?
I just got done tuning a TRX4, that G body.
I thought you were talking to Brad.
Y'all was talking about soft packs. Now I have had in my big rock, I strapped in a soft pack in it and did a triple backflip. And when it hit the ground, the chassis flexed so much that it bent the battery in the middle.
Wow.
So I've got a hard pack, but I hadn't had time to bash yet.
So whatever happened with that portal that was binding up there? What was the problem with that portal?
The bearing gear in the back of the housing of the axle housing, I think it was the front one or the back one, where that, what's that little yoke called? I don't know. I ain't been doing this but like a year and 3 months, was bad. And that's what was causing it to lob, like it was lobbing. Yeah. So I got it fixed and I actually made a video on it a couple of days ago and it's working great.
Cool.
Pretty dog, pretty dog.
Here's a puppy again.
Molly.
That's Lyle's girlfriend.
Yeah, pretty much.
I should say that's my friend. He has a little miniature pincher.
If a girl come and sees Lyle and tells Lyle the dog's got to go, Lyle's going to say, nope, you got to go.
Yeah, that's 100%. Yeah.
Can you see the YouTube chat in here, or do you have to fire up the
You gotta
device?
no, you gotta you gotta open up another window and bring it in. You gotta resize your windows so you can see it.
Detach it and just bring it in here.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't feel so bad that I'm not the only one. I was trying to figure that out earlier too. This is the first time I've ever heard of Zoom.
Oh yeah. Hey,
When
RC.
Yeah, when you sent me the link, I went and clicked on it and it wasn't doing anything. And then all of a sudden something started downloading on my computer and it said that I had to download the Zoom app and all that in order to enter the chat and all that. So I had to go through all that. And then finally when it loaded up, then I've been sitting here for the only way I've been able to see the chat is I've had to downsize the Zoom room where I could see my YouTube and I'm following the chat that way.
Yeah, that's what we do. We got a guy in the chat. It's RC Tank Model Mania. He's got some war tanks and he's been doing some videos and things like that. Really cool to go see. So go check it out. RC Tank Model Mania. Just type all in one word, shout out, and it's going to put a link into the chat to your.
In case you don't get his accent, he's saying shout out.
It's a shout out. Yeah.
A nitro freak.
Yeah.
Is it possible for them to make nitros fuel injected?
You know, there's been some guys talking about trying to do it. As of right now, there's no way to do it. They would have to come up with basically some kind of injector system carburetor type thing. But the only problem I see with that would be great maybe in the basher world, but not in the race world for one simple reason. Means you would have to run a bigger receiver battery that now you have to operate power to that injector system. The injector system is going to add more weight to the car. The bigger battery to run your servos and that injector system is going to go up in size, going to add more weight to the car. So unless they would find ways to shave weight other places,
like a mechanical fuel injection.
Yeah, I mean, it would have to be something like that. But I mean, I've never seen nobody do it yet, but I have seen quite a few guys talk about it. And there is one guy that has been trying to design something and get it patented, but so far his attempts have failed.
You know what? I think if that technology eventually comes to fruition, nitro hobby would probably be saved.
Yes and no, because you got to remember one thing. You go to a fuel injected engine, everything that's going to happen now is the price of everything's going to go up even more than what it is now, making it more expensive because it's already expensive enough with just a gravity fed carburetor. And now you go to a fuel injection system. I would have to, in my best guess, I can't imagine that would be a cheap thing to do to make a system like that miniaturized. You know, it's not like a daily driven car where that's a pretty good size unit in order to do that. And then here's the other thing too. So nitro engines are only fed off of a tube connected to the exhaust. That's the pressure that pressurizes the fuel tank in order to
get vacuum.
Yeah, well, pressure to feed the carburetor, not vacuum. It's pressure to force, the fuel through the carburetor. I don't know if that would work. The pressure that the exhaust creates would be enough for a fuel injected system. It does just enough on the system of how they have it designed now. So there would have to be a lot that would have to change.
They'd have to have some sort of a pump to
get
it go in there.
And that would be one more external thing. And seeing that's really the thing when it's kind of funny you mentioned that because a bunch of us have been talking about this for a while. If you did a fuel injection unit, would it make the hobby come back to life? Because now you really wouldn't have to tune needles on a carburetor anymore. It would be automatic. Okay. A fuel injection unit would automatically supply the right amount of fuel without having to mess with the high speed needle and the low speed needle. But on the flip side of doing that, the cost would really go through the roof because there would be so much redesigning of so many other components in order to
And
make
extra
it happen.
equipment as well.
Yeah.
How about a
I think it would actually kill the nitro end of it, because if you're paying $600 for a race engine right now, once you get a fuel injected system set up on it and you go to run that, you're at probably $900 to $1,000 for that engine.
Oh, easy.
You know, and you'll easily have 2,000 to 3,000 into it just to start racing.
Well, this truggy that I have sitting right next to me, I have about $2,500 into this right here when it's all set and ready to go.
Right.
And it's in
Now,
fuel injected.
well, I'm just
So like
saying,
you
you know.
said, oh yeah, I agree with you. Add fuel injection, and that was the first thing that has crossed everybody's mind. That is a great idea, because that would eliminate the problems of tuning. But even though it eliminates that one problem, it opens up a whole different can of worms. You know.
what about a fuel pump?
Well, I mean, you probably
Still have to have something to run it.
Yeah, but and that's what I'm saying. You would have to find a way to add more battery power to the vehicle. You know, we're running on minimal power now just to be able to operate the throttle servo and the steering servo. So you add a fuel injection unit. I mean, I don't even know what kind of power one of those would run miniaturized. I mean, I would imagine it couldn't be a whole lot, but you would have to go to a bigger battery, because now you not only do you have to have enough power to supply throttle and steering servo, but now you have to power, you know, the fuel injection unit.
Brad, the way it would do with a race vehicle, you'd have to add too much equipment, too much power, and too much weight to the race vehicle for it to be efficient and helpful to the vehicle to even get it to run right in a race.
Yeah.
It was no longer a race car, it'd be a pace car.
Yeah,
but it would definitely have to be a whole redesign of the truggy as well, because the way these things are designed right now, if you've ever watched any nitro races on TV, a lot of these guys, we soar these things off the jumps through the air. They're very, you know, agile, that you can control them in the air really good. But now when you add a bigger battery, a fuel injection system, a fuel pump and all that, you know, then they would have to redesign the whole chassis on these things to be able to house all that stuff and be able to make this thing still competitively handle how they do now without that system.
Right. They have to redesign just for balance.
Yeah. We already have
stalling out on tall jumps. They're great.
We
for
also
long jumps, just not tall jumps.
What about the 7.6, 7.8 volt batteries? You could always just hook that up. That gives you more power right there.
Yeah,
well,
but
that's what we use right now. We use the 7.4 lipos for the like the ProTech lipos is what a lot of us use to do our but see, the thing is,
I said 7.6 and 7.8 volts. They have high capacity, high voltage ones now that are higher than 7.4.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure that would work. It would just all depend on whoever designs this fuel injection unit, if it was even possible. You know, what kind of power would it draw?
Like putting all these features, Brad, would really bring the cost up. It's just like they already have some engine that's a V6 or a V8 in 1/10 or 1/8 format. They already make them. Some people, like, you see that on Facebook and all over the place on Instagram. They've actually engineered little tiny engine that actually work. How come not everybody's got them? It's because of cost. Like, I'm not going to get that because that's way out of cost. I'm going to keep playing with my little tiny trucks and put a brushless system in there instead of putting a real tiny engine. It's because of cost. Probably somebody could do it, but
right. You look at the Conley V8s that are fuel injected, and those are anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000 a piece.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. Tank hit the nail on the head. Me as a nitro racer, I totally agree with what Tank is saying, because that is the very first thing that I look at. Being that I do this in the hobby already, I already know what it costs to assemble and build one of these and put it around a track. Now, let's say somebody comes out with a fuel injection unit. That's the first thing that crossed my mind, is how much more is that that unit gonna be? And
And
for
then
a
you're gonna
lot,
upgrade it to
for,
the
yeah,
stock-
for a lot of people, that's what's
stock version will be great.
the dream crusher is going to be right there, because now, you know, I would be willing to bet that I don't think that anybody, if they were able to do a fuel injection unit for a nitro engine, it would have to be in the $200 to $300 range when it's all said and done. And a lot of people,
you can add a zero to that.
yeah, and that's a very good possibility too. I mean,
Absolutely.
I also look at it this way. 1-to-1s have carbureted engines that use a fuel pump. Why couldn't you just use a fuel pump? The
Where would you
carburetor.
put it?
I had
In
throttle
the- in the-
doing too for a long time.
No, it doesn't need to be fuel injected. It just needs a fuel pump.
It's all about
it's a
cost,
mechanical
Brad.
fuel pump that they're using that's being driven. Now, you couldn't use, it would not be sufficient to do any kind of mechanical fuel pump on the nitro engine itself, because these things turn 40,000 to 48,000 RPM, and that's
You're
where
already
they
creating enough pressure on the negative line on the fuel. If they need anything, it's more air. They would need
Yeah,
a turbo
yeah.
or a supercharger more than.
But if you were adding some kind of mechanical fuel pump to the blocks of these engine, that would rob them of so much power. That's why
There you go. Supercharger. Let's start putting superchargers on our RCs.
People already
Well,
making
you-
turbos and superchargers.
For one, you can't do a supercharger or a turbo unit on any nitro engine, like all them superchargers and turbos that you see out for the Traxxas 3.3s. If anybody knows how a supercharger runs, you have to have a valved head. Nitro engines do not have valves. That's the biggest gimmick in the world. Like the company that designed those, yeah, it's a cool factor, but there is actually zero functionality to them. I actually bought one of them RB superchargers for the Traxxas 3.3 engines, mounted it, put it on there, and actually had a buddy of mine who mods nitro engines dyno the thing. There was no gain whatsoever other than the fact that it looked cool. That was it.
Well, unfortunately, people have to go to the big scales and do the 4-cycle engines that they have for them.
Yeah,
to
you
get
gotta have
that type of
valves.
power.
You gotta have that, because basically a supercharger or a turbo, you know, that's forced induction. Okay, and I mean, for anybody that knows how a forced induction system works, on a nitro engine, it runs off a pinch sleeve. The pistons don't have rings. With no valves, there's no way to hold when the supercharger forces the fresh air in. There's no way to hold that combustion in there. That's what the whole idea of a valve does. When you know, but
So you couldn't even have an air intake, a better air intake.
It wouldn't do anything.
See, where
better oils.
Where I see RC going in the near future is every car or most cars are going to have motor on wheel. So and they already started making them. Some people are already starting to make them, and the motor is right where they're on the wheel hub and right within the wheel, and it's fast, it's good, and it's neat. And
I'll tell you like this: what I find fascinating is that still to this day, people bring up the idea of fuel injection on a nitro engine.
Okay.
Nitro engines have been around forever. Why has nobody done this 30, 40 years ago? There's obviously a reason why. They didn't do it then. They still haven't done it today. It sounds cool, but it's still one of those ideas that everybody says, man, why doesn't somebody do it? Somebody should do it. I just think the cost of it would just be way more than what people would be willing to want to spend.
Tony works in his gasser with proper sized car tools. You know,
I look at it this way: with technology the way things are today, this should not even be a problem anymore.
Well, I'm sure the technology is there. I'll be willing to bet it probably can be done. But again, the biggest factor that probably keeps anybody from spending the money to design a system, put it into production and patent it is going to be the money of what it would cost to do it. Would there be enough people out as a consumer that would willing to buy a fuel injected nitro engine? Maybe 20 years ago. Today, I can definitely say no. Nobody would do it for one simple reason, is that pretty much nitro is slowly dying. So I really don't see anybody with a dying hobby why anybody would invest their money into doing something like
So
that.
Sir Chirpalot sent me this. He says this is a fuel injected motor. See, there's a
Right.
brushed motor here on the bottom, pulling a pulley. There's a lot of things going on here. So I don't know if this is nitro.
There's
or
also
gas.
valve train too.
That's a 4-stroke airplane engine. I have
Yep.
one of those sitting right here next to me. And man, look at the stuff that has to go. I couldn't even imagine putting all. So you got this. I see you got the CDI boxes, okay, which feed the fuel injection system. You have all the wiring. I mean, that right there is just a complete mess to add to a scale off-road race car. That would probably be cool to have in a plane, and it would be a good size plane. But I don't know any A-scale racer that would put those 2 CDI boxes, 3 wiring harnesses, and an engine of that size. It would have to go up to 5th scale. It sure the hell wouldn't be A-scale anymore. And that's a lot of weight right there.
You know, I just can't believe, because we see things, how far things have gone miniaturized. I can't believe they can't make miniaturized systems.
They can.
That's probably about as miniature as you're going to get.
Yeah, right. That right there.
It's
I just
doable.
want to snorkel. Make it water. I want to go underwater. So
It's one thing. It's one thing thinking it would be cool. It's one thing thinking it would be cool to have and it would be but would anybody buy it? Like why make it if nobody's going to buy it? Just because
Brad wants you to.
Oh,
I mean, I'm just trying to find things to help the people who love nitro. That's all I'm thinking about.
No, I totally get it, man. I totally get it. And Tank again hit the nail on the head. The cool factor is there without a doubt. Trust me, I know dozens and dozens of guys. We all think that a fuel injected nitro engine would be cool as hell to have. But for those of us that do competition racing, what it costs us to do that, we're not looking at the cool factor anymore. We're looking at the price factor. You know, this hobby is already through the roof on the nitro side. And then just adding fuel injection to the mix and just the amount of stuff that would have to be changed. It's no longer the cool factor. It's, you know, how much is this going to cost me to do? And then on top of that, is it going to sustain the abuse that these cars go through on an A-scale track? And as well as, you know, was said, are there going to be enough people out there that think it's cool enough to want to go ahead and purchase it if somebody was to put it into production? And could they afford it? That's the whole thing right there. I mean, again, the cool factor is there. It'd be cool as hell, but what it all comes down to is it going to be cost effective to build a system like that? And is there enough people in the economy that are willing to buy it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've seen what a guy has done by hand. He's taken, now we're going to bigger than 8 scales. I see guys doing 3rd scale cars that are hybrid. Yeah, there's a guy, got his name. I think he's out of UK or Australia. He made his own transmission by hand, milled everything, made a V10 engine. It looks just like a Viper engine. And he put a hybrid system on it.
Well, it's just like this car a little while ago where we're talking about it, and we all thought that you would love it and you would fall in love with this because you can actually ride it. It's an old Tamiya, but you said you don't like it because it only goes 30 miles an hour and you'd want it to go faster. So that's
I would want it to go faster. If I can ride it, it's got to go faster.
That's an overpriced golf cart.
So if they made it to go 40 or 50 miles an hour, then would you buy it?
Personally, I couldn't afford it as it is now, but that's
Okay.
that's.
As the saying goes, you have to pay to play. So at the speed that it goes now for the price, you can pretty much guarantee price is definitely going to go up with the faster they make it.
I know that
fuel injected.
Yeah.
You can easily. It's actually a motor. It's an electric motor. I mean, they could put Tesla motors in there. They could put a Tesla motor in there.
Like for real racing, speed costs how fast you want to go.
Exactly. It all depends on how deep your pocketbook is. Anybody can go as fast as they want to go. Trust me. I've been, no prep drag racing, ever since I was 16 years old. And I do it in real cars, as I've shown you. I mean, the car that I had, this 70 Camaro that I have behind me, I have every bit of 30 grand just into the motor underneath the hood of this car. And I'm still not the fastest guy out there, because one thing I learned, whether it's an RC racing or 1-to-1 scale racing, there is always someone out there that has deeper pockets than you do.
Oh yeah.
And what's funny is that when you go into that type of racing where you start at the bottom with the type of drag racing, you got Teslas that are beating you.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some videos of electric cars that are being produced today for the drag strip that are spanking the ass of big blocks. I mean, and we're talking, pretty stout 496s, 572s, and you have a little electric car that's just smoking them down the drag strip. I mean,
yeah, it's like
it's a whole different technology.
1,500 horsepower electric motors. 15 horsepower electric motors.
Yeah,
I saw
right behind me.
And half the weight too.
I saw him. I saw a Miata like that, and he was beating those types of cars.
Yeah.
And it actually handled better in the turns. It'll even handle better in the turns.
So Kevin Gibbs has a new nickname for you, Brad. This is it.
What?
Wile E. Coyote, the super genius.
Actually, he's insulting me because Coyote can't even catch the Roadrunner.
Yeah, but he's tough. He's tough. Let me tell you.
Anyhow, he can only go 20 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's probably why you can't catch him, because you can only go.
He has a lot of great ideas.
What's funny is that the Coyote's a smart creature.
Oh yeah, got a lot of great ideas. That's for sure.
It's a cartoon, Brad.
Funded by Acme.
Mm-hmm.
Be back in 1 second, gentlemen. I'm gonna grab me a drink real quick.
Oh, sounds good.
I think you need it after how long you been talking for there, Mr. Nitro?
He's passionate.
Hey, is Big Head there?
Yeah,
Hey, Big Head, where are you from?
I'm from you asked me
Where?
And right. I'm from South. I grew up in North Carolina, but right now I'm living in South Carolina, near Greenville, South Carolina.
That's a beautiful
I know
area.
Who lives there. I know a guy who lives there now, who I haven't seen in decades, over a
I
decade.
actually live closer to Spartanburg. If you'll watch some of my videos, there's some pretty places to crawl around here.
Well, I need some.
Man, he just called you out. He just called you out.
Who,
Right there.
me? No, I just.
You
know,
just watched some of his videos, you'd know.
Yeah.
Actually, I have his. I am subbed to him. I am subbed to him. I also know
I knew
that,
where he lived.
Yeah,
well,
he knows.
you're also in Virginia, so you're not too far from him. So
That's how I knew, because I've seen his house from my house before one time.
Brad, just let
He flies
let
his
me
drone
ask.
over my house sometimes.
Brad,
Yeah.
Brad, take a deep breath, mate. Let me ask a question for once, okay?
Oh, Jack's here.
Have a rest, mate. Have a rest. I haven't been this quiet in all my life, mate. Seriously.
I know.
Big head. I want to ask you a question, mate. It's
Am I
not
star?
RC related. It's not RC related, but mate, I want to know how you get your head so shiny, mate.
Oh my God!
That's turtle wax, man. That's straight up turtle.
To be
That's
honest with you,
unbelievable, mate. But you see,
Jack, you got a pretty good shine going right here.
Good genes,
mate.
right there.
It's not that
Right
good
under
as
your
his, mate.
headphones.
Yeah, I know, but not as good as his,
Oh,
mate. I mean, I
Lyle's
could-
got one too.
Yeah, but I know, but
Chrome dome.
but I could,
got really
can you put can you put spotlight Big Head for 1 minute, Tank? Please? Seriously. No, seriously. No, seriously.
Again,
I
Lyle's
can
in
actually-
Canada and Big Head's in South
could-
Carolina, so it's a little warmer.
I can actually see myself on your head.
yeah,
That's
and
how
I'm proud of
shiny
this
it is,
head.
man.
Believe me.
He's
Yeah,
proud
look,
of it.
Unbelievable.
I'll show you how
Unbelievable.
Actually,
see
when
myself, I don't like
hey,
what I see.
actually when I
No,
shave
nice stickers.
when I shave my head looks the same way. I big razor.
Nice
Is
stickers,
is
bro.
that how you do yours, big head?
Yeah, I just take a regular razor, but I got oily skin. But actually, right now I'm getting a little rash, and I couldn't figure it out. And what it is, I'll be working on an RC car, get shock oil on my hands, and then I rub my head.
Oh man, that's a bad idea.
Been the longest
That's where the
That's
shine's
funny.
coming from. It's from
Yeah,
the-
I was about to say that's where the shiniest is coming from. You got all that.
It makes
shock
you look
oil on your
younger though.
forehead.
Just
Well,
rub
wait,
your
shock
shock
oil
shock
for
oil.
Does it help? Maybe I'll start putting it in my beard.
press, but it ain't
Yeah. Might work there.
How
Lord,
do you
you
do
never
it,
know, mate.
big head? It's oil of Olay.
I can also
So-
tell you
Cut
got
away.
a lighting set right there in
Cut
front of
away.
him.
Yeah, but it's
Chocolate
shiny, yes, mate. Come
Weight
on,
on
that's
my
shiny.
head.
That's shiny, mate.
Cool.
I think Jackson is jealous.
It's 11:39, so we're gonna
Jealous.
shut it down. We usually stay on the video for the new people. We usually stay on the video and chit chat after we're not live. So don't go anywhere. We're gonna start saying bye.
Hang on a minute. Hang on. I've hardly heard from Lyle. I've hardly heard from John. I've hardly heard from Tony. Hardly heard from Brett. All I've heard is Brad.
I was quiet there for quite a few minutes, so don't even go there.
Oh,
For a
you
few
don't stop.
minutes.
You
For a
don't
few-
stop.
no,
hour
I
show.
think about
Stop.
20 minutes.
You
It's a
don't
at least
2 hour
20
stop.
show, and
minutes.
he's been quiet for a few minutes.
All these
Actually,
other people
20
haven't
minutes,
asked
20
nothing.
minutes.
They said nothing. All I heard
Hey,
is Brad.
Kagan.
I'm
I haven't heard
telling
from
you,
Kagan, but that laugh
Oh,
was worth
Kagan.
it.
Sorry, Kagan.
Right there,
Kagan.
Kagan. That laugh was good
Kagan.
stuff right
I
there.
can definitely tell your little
How can
group
I
here
forget
has
you,
been
Kagan?
together for a good little while.
Yeah. We all.
Jack's been since the inception.
Frank,
Yeah,
we like
me-
to pick on each
me,
other. It's all good.
It's
Me,
the
Tank,
oldest
and-
one. I would think the oldest one would be Jack, and then it would be Tony. After that, who could it be?
Jack, then me.
Yeah.
I just don't know what happened to Scott. He was one of your long timers too.
Yeah.
I think
People
Tony's
come and
probably
go.
the only one younger than me.
No,
And
he's
sometimes
doing
a lot
other
of
stuff though.
video
He's
game
doing
racing.
other stuff there. He's doing other stuff, gaming or something, isn't he?
Yeah.
He had some issues with weather and stuff around his house.
That's one thing I learned about this hobby when I started my YouTube channel. You always start out with a great good following, but as time goes on, people eventually fade away. New ones will come in. But
It's a
you'll
hobby.
always usually have your originals that
Yeah.
start with you that'll always be around, but the rest will always come and go.
The
I
thing
had
is,
it.
it's
only
a
got
hobby,
one
and
original
hobbies change. Hobbies
Yeah.
change. It's fact of life.
Oh yeah, I agree.
Was that Lyle? Sorry.
I think they change a lot more than that, actually. There's only, if you look at my first like 1,000 subscribers, there's only one that I remember who's still continuously commenting.
Okay.
Actually, two. Medic and Andrew Upside Down. But that's like from 2000 or 1999 or something like that.
Did we discuss Medic's move?
Nope.
Is he moving toward
no.
you, Tank?
No, he's moving in the mountains. He's moving to BC.
British Columbia.
Yeah.
Out west.
Yeah.
Do you know that for sure?
That's what I thought.
No, I don't
Trees-
know that for sure. That's what you mentioned that he was thinking of.
No,
doing.
I said if I were him and I had his money, I would go to British Columbia because it's one of the most beautiful parts of Canada, and that's where
Right.
the parents are.
Yeah, the trees are particularly nice in
Yeah,
BC.
that's what I find weird in his comment. He did mention he's moving somewhere where he knows no one. So it is not close to his family. Like you mentioned, some of his family lives in BC.
I don't know for sure, but again, that's only my. If I were him, that's what I would do. Is if I had that much time and money, if I'm retired at 44 years old, I'm going to live with my parents on an acreage or something. But I don't have Facebook, and I've heard the same thing, that it's moving far away, but I don't know.
Maybe the
Why not?
Bahamas. Well, no, they don't have 188
No, he's
acres.
going to stay in Canada. Fuck that.
Now are the majority
Dude,
of
I
all
would go
you
for
guys-
summer at this point. You're saying like, oh, I'd move by my parents. And what? Nah. Give me some
Ontario?
sunshine.
No.
Get some beaches.
Are the majority of all you guys live in Canada?
There's not. There's
No,
not.
I'm
there's not
Canadian
amount of
and
money
Lyle
going
is
to
Canadian.
America.
And that's the only thing. You're only two Canadian tonight. Is
Oh, just the
Lyle.
two of you. So okay.
But they're two good Canadians, so that's good.
And then we got Trail Critter Jake when he joins us.
Although Kyle, Lyle doesn't have that kind of like super chill Canadian vibe going on, like where it's
I've
just
never
like,
been on any of these chats with less than 3 beers, so yeah.
well,
There you go. There's your answer.
you're more the hockey fighter style of Canadian, I think, than
was a
like
defenseman, yeah.
the bend over backwards kind of Canadian.
That's an American hockey player you're talking about now.
Oh, believe it or not, we have a lot more Canadians that do join us occasionally. Yes.
I did just watch the Washington Rangers game, so I might be a little bit.
That was so well deserved. That was beautiful. Fuck Tom Wilson. Fuck Tom Wilson.
Language was still live.
And monetization.
Shit.
There goes your monetization, mate. Right
So
there.
now for like Brad, Tony.
He said punch Tom Wilson. That's what I heard. Punch.
Do all of you guys have YouTube channels?
I don't. Yes, I have a YouTube channel. It's my name as you see it.
Did you do your shout out yet, Brad? Can we get him a shout out?
I don't know how to shout out. I don't have you guys' equipment.
Have the chat up.
Oh, you got to sign out and go to the thing and do it.
Oh, I
Too
can.
much trouble.
I can post his link up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thank you, Frank.
Lyle, I was just at a Capitals game versus Pittsburgh last week.
Oh,
Poor you.
that's like two of the greatest of the three best players right now. That's a beautiful game to watch. How was it?
Oh, well, Ovechkin wasn't there, so it kind of sucked.
Oh, son of a bitch!
I know. I'm like,
Wait, let me fix that. Okay, we're all fixed now. We're all great. I muted Lyle, so we can keep talking. And I don't have to worry about swearing. There we go.
It's been
No,
censored.
he thought you ended the live, probably. That's why.
No. Brad's link is in the chat in the YouTube if you guys want to go check it out. He's up to 203 subs. Great job.
It was a 204, and then it goes 2 through 3, 204. It's been doing that.
That
a
was
lot
me.
lately.
That's me unsubbing you, Brad.
You say that with a smile, so I know you're joking with me.
YouTube has actually revamped a lot of their stuff this past month because I've noticed that's happened with me. Over the past like 2 weeks, I've watched my channel has lost a lot of subscriptions.
Okay.
I can unmute myself.
Yeah, and I actually had to.
Now you worked it out, Lyle.
I sent an email to YouTube asking them what was going on, and what they're doing is a lot of inactive channels that haven't been, active for a while. They're getting rid of them. People that don't interact with your channel for like years, they just drop them from your channel. So I noticed that was happening to me. I was every couple of weeks I'd lose 3 or 4 subscribers. I'm like, what the hell is going on here?
I lose 300 or 400.
Okay. Lyle, I just changed the setting. Try to unmute yourself again. Just try it. Try it. Come on. Try it. Unmute yourself. Unmute yourself. Come on.
Tank's gonna hold you until the after party.
No. Okay, now you can because I'm actually asked you to.
Although his visuals were almost better.
There you go.
Something you should have. I mean, listen to Brad all night, but something you should have brought up. Anyone seen Danny Hune's new videos? That guy's insane.
Who?
You haven't seen him? Danny Hune. Danny Hune.
Oh, Danny Hune, yeah.
His new videos. You see his truck that he posted today? Oh, that guy's insane.
He's been doing a bunch of wild ones.
Oh, he's insane, that guy. It's crazy.
I see a lot of guys driving their vehicles on the street. That's crazy.
So we're going to do a quick round table. Brad, you go first. Say bye.
Thanks, guys. Thank you, Frank. And I love that we've had a lot of people here today. I always hope it keeps growing. It's been pretty much staying pretty high last couple of weeks with a lot of people coming in. And I know I'm acquired taste. Yes.
Give yourself a pat on the back for being the host tonight too, Brad.
There you go.
Hey, I remember being quiet for over 20 minutes.
20 minutes.
Yeah, there was a bit he was quiet.
Yeah.
Was he?
Even turned off his camera.
Yeah. Let's go with Sean RC Adventure.
Is he still here? Is he?
Thanks everybody for stopping in, and thanks for having me. I'm still here, Jack. G'day, Sheila.
Don't you say thanks for having me, Tanks?
Thanks for having me.
Points for having me, point.
Not a problem. Nice to have you here. Trail Crawler RC.
Jack, thanks for having me on. Stream tonight.
Jack.
It was a good time.
Back again,
Jack.
huh?
Jack.
He's doing it every
Seven.
night.
One running his, yeah. Shut up, Brad.
Well, I didn't say
Hey,
anything.
Jack.
Now you call me Brett? Okay, I see how it is.
You said Brett, not Brad.
Tank,
I thought he said
thanks for
Jack.
having me on. It's always a good time.
Thank you. Cool. John Martin.
Thanks for having me. And while the show was going on, I actually got an email back from Horizon. All I need to do is take pictures of this motor and take a picture of the receipt and give them my address. And I think they're sending me a new motor.
Nice.
Good
Cool.
luck, mate.
Nice.
Good on you, mate. Well done. Good
Tony
work.
from CCXRC.
Yep. Thanks, Hank, for putting this on, and we'll see all guys next week.
Cool. Thank you. And no, I am not in Hull. I'm actually in Ottawa. I'm on Ontario side. Somebody just wrote down in the chat that I'm in Hull, but I'm in Ottawa, Ontario. Lyle's not there, so we'll go to Big Head RC.
You gotta unmute yourself.
He's saying bye there. He's doing it in sign language. We're reading his lips.
Universal.
I don't even see him.
Can you not
I do. You
unmute
got to
yourself?
go over.
No.
It would only let you unmute me. Did I not mute myself when I was grinding earlier?
Yes, you.
You might
did
have
mute
muted yourself.
Okay. Thank you, Tank, for having me on. I do have a big head and it's shiny, but it's shock also. Jack, wasn't it Jack that asked, or was it Brad?
It's
No,
Jack.
I asked you.
Yeah,
I
Jack.
asked you.
Just use shock.
You should just call him Brad, though. I think that would be good
Brad,
for all of
Brad,
us if
Jack,
you called him Brad.
Okay.
You
Jack,
get
just-
Brad and Jack confused with them? Like they don't look the same. They don't act the same either.
But just
No.
Brad shaved the head.
when you rebuild your shocks, just rub your head like this right here, and you'll be fine.
It's recycling. Don't throw that oil away.
Right.
Yeah.
50 weight's what I use.
Good to know.
30 weight on the air? Okay, on the
Weight
head.
on the head. Yeah. I use other weights other places, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
After our show.
Oh,
Thank you.
I wasn't going there, Tank. I wasn't going there. So you took that there. I didn't take it there.
Jack,
That's
go
right.
ahead, Jack.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me on. I think it's the quietest I've been.
Thank you for being quiet, Jack. I really appreciate
It's
it.
all right. That's all right. I'll just listen. I'll just listen to Brad all night. That's all right. It's fine.
Thank
man.
you. Next time I'll call it the Brad Show.
Bring it, Brad and Tank show.
Lyle. Lyle and his puppy. Go ahead, Lyle.
Molly says thanks for having us on. She really appreciates the airtime.
Cool. Thanks
Beautiful
very
dog,
much.
man.
Thanks for coming in. AZ Froggy.
Oh, thanks for the invite, man.
Thanks for having me, Frank. Everyone stay safe. Have a good rest of the week.
Cool.
You all
Thank you.
right, Brett?
I'm here.
You all right, mate?
I'm here.
Good on you. Good
Will
on
be.
you, mate.
Green Frog RC.
Thanks for inviting me, Frank. It was fun tonight. Getting to see some new people and hear some stories. Kevin Gibbs just mentioned in the chat. Everybody pray for Steve-O.
Yep.
Listening
for
Friday
sure.
night. Chats for
I was
Dawn.
thinking about him today.
How's he doing?
Last I heard, he was. Brandon can tell you. He's in the chat.
Yeah, he's responding again after the last set of treatments. Other than that, I don't know myself, but that's just what I remember from the other day.
Yeah, that's what I
prayer
got
for
told,
Steve
yeah.
OD.
Yeah.
He's a guy that we know that he's battling cancer right now, so hopefully he comes back with us.
Parks RC World
Yep.
put up a video of Steve-O driving his 8S Creighton if nobody's gone to see it yet.
Yeah, that was.
That's
Yeah,
a cool
yeah.
one, I think.
Yeah, I guess that
It's
was
old,
older
yeah.
footage.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I don't think he'd be out there running RCs. Yeah.
No.
Not
Cool.
in this condition.
So you want to say bye, Green Frog?
Later.
Okay, thank you. Short and sweet, short to the point. Bye.
Kagan doesn't muck about,
Warm
mate.
water.
You want me to say bye? Not a problem. Bye.
Salute.
Yeah.
And
Now,
we'll keep the best for the
Javier.
last. Nitro
We've got
Freaks. Go
Javier
ahead.
is there. Huh?
I just want to say thank you for allowing me to come in your live feed. This was definitely comical and definitely a lot of fun. This is probably one of the funnest live feeds I've been in a while.
Every Thursday.
That
lot of
doesn't
good
say
info
much for
on
Big
the,
Head's feed, right?
Say again?
That does not say much for Big Head's feed since you've been.
Oh, I'm always in his live feed. I've been a loyal guy to his stuff. I will always be in his live feeds, but it's good to be in some newer ones. You know,
you couldn't turn YouTube on without being on one of his live feeds.
That's true.
A bunch of the guys over there told me about your channel and all that stuff. So I told them, hey, if you don't mind, give me the link. Let me go and check them out. And I'm actually glad I did. It's definitely great getting to meet all you guys and a lot of good conversation on the RC hobby. Definitely look forward to hanging out with you guys again.
Does Big Head do live streams every day? Does he?
Yeah, pretty much
every day.
Every day, and sometimes 3 times a day.
No, I'm pretty much the same way.
What?
Whenever there's something
to
work on or
I've watched your videos, Jack. I've watched your video. I watched the last one you put out. So, you could sub me back and you would know when I go live.
But
well, and then you go all the way
if you say, if you comment on one of my videos, I'll come back. Yeah, no worries.
Okay.
No worries.
I'll definitely be checking out all your guys' channels.
Thank you.
And just like I told Nitro Freak, we're going to keep the best for the last, which is me. So
give me a spell. Give me a spell, will you?
I do that all the time to the new guy, to the newcomer. I tell them we'll keep the best for the last, so you say bye, but it's actually me that's going to speak last. So it's just an on-rolling joke that I'm doing. Anyways, guys, a joke that's funny. Thanks a lot for coming in, guys. The guys in the chat, you guys have been great tonight, keeping it clean also. Really appreciate it. Some guys here kind of let themselves go a little bit tonight. But that might be because of the beer right now. That's okay. It's all fun. So guys, go out there, charge up some battery, go out there and have some fun and go break something, because if you're not breaking anything,